I never believed the phenomenon people referred to as the light at the end of the tunnel. Those rare occurrences where people, after waking from near-death experiences, would exclaim, "I saw the light," with cold sweat rolling down the sides of their faces. Yet, here I am in this supposed tunnel. But how did I die? The last thing I remember, I was alone in my room. Looking at the city from above. After that, my body felt heavy as I lay down on my bed. Was I poisoned? Was I assassinated? Think grey. There were too many that wanted me dead. After all, I was a king. Well, as much as I want to figure out my death, I can't do anything about it anymore. No choice but to go along with it. There better not be some choir of babies with wings singing at the end. Congratulations, sir and madam. He's a healthy boy. Was I just given birth to? Hold him a bit further away, dear, I can't see. Does that mean that the light at the end of the tunnel is the light coming through a woman's? No. That's not important. He is your hair. He's beautiful. Wherever I am, I can understand the language. That's a good sign. He was just born. Never mind. My surroundings seem normal enough. Huh? What in the? Where am I? Weeks slowly trickled by. Although my mother, Alice, was a gentle and kind-hearted person, she held the reins tightly in the family. My father, Reynolds, was a dependable and charismatic man if you ignored his occasional childishness. While I was thankful that I had been born to a loving family, my life was filled with difficulties that I wouldn't wish upon even my enemies. With little command over my limbs, and unable to even control the bodily functions that came along with this prison of flesh. Perhaps years of mental fortitude honed as a king, a representative of my country, and the ever-faint hope that this was all a dream, was the only thing keeping me sane. It seemed that I'd been transported to the past in a much more archaic period. Chit-chit-chat-cha, did people usually carry around weapons in the past? I guess I'm supposed to assume those vials of suspicious-looking liquids that they pass off as medicine are being sold legally. Elixirs great for endurance, just 2 coppers. My little art must be tired. How about we go head back home now? I'll take 3 elixirs for my husband. Knowledge is strength. I've assessed my surroundings over the past weeks, and I'm confident that I have a firm grasp on what to expect. Daddy's home. How's my little man doing? Fwoosh. What are you going to do if you drop him? As expected of such a fragile body. To think I would be reduced to this state by a mere toss. Ha ha. My father did this when I was younger. Said, look, dear, I think our little boy is having fun. Herg. Thuck. Grower. Foo. There. All better. I think I spoke too soon. Perhaps I know nothing of this world after all. In my previous life, was a king. I led armies. Outdueled representatives from countries all over the world. Yet, out of all my accomplishments, I have never been as proud as I am in this moment. I can crawl, baby. Okay. You block him from getting near that shelf. Make sure he doesn't hit his head on that corner. Oh, look, Art is looking at himself in the mirror. It's been months and I'm still not used to my new name. As a former king, Art is a little too cute for me. Although, looking at myself here, I have to admit that I'm absolutely adorable. Watch out, future ladies. Prepare to be heartbroken. Ha ha ha. Kiss. Sweet dreams, my little Art. Mission start. Bam. Now that Alice thinks I've fallen asleep. I have approximately an hour or so before she comes back to check up on me. Destination within reach. Full speed ahead. Peak. Success. Ever since I discovered this place, I've been sneaking in every night to learn more about this world. Kingdom of Elanwa. Daikathan, the continent I had been born in, comprised of 3 major kingdoms. Elanwa. Elanwa, the elven kingdom deep in the forest. Dove, the vast underground kingdom and home of the dwarfs. And Sapin, the human kingdom and easily the most populated region. Both this world and my previous one shared a monarch system. But rulership here is passed down rather than earned. Thud. I found early on that this world is vastly underdeveloped compared to my old world. But the reason for the lack of technological advancement, I realized, here it is. Beginner's Guide for the Privileged Mage is because of magic. I think this is where I left off. In my old world, we had a life force called Ki used by practitioners to strengthen their bodies and weapons through rigorous training. This world has a similar force called mana, however, unlike Ki, which existed only inside a person, mana is present all around us. The power to control mana is largely genetic. Roughly 1 in 100 children possess it. Cursed diaper rash scratch. Anyway, mana can be used in various ways. The 2 most common methods are augmenting and conjuring. Augmenters enhance their bodies with mana, allowing them to possess incredible strength, defense, and agility. However, their weakness lies in their limited range. Conjurers emit mana to the outside world, allowing them to bend their surroundings to their will. However, they must supplement their own mana core with mana from the outside world to form a spell. My mother was what they called a deviant, more specifically, an emitter. They are a rare type of mage able to cast unique restorative mana. According to this book, a mage's first awakening happens between early adolescence to late teenage years. When their mana core manifests. The mana core sounded uncannily similar to the Ki center in my previous life. To form a Ki center, children were taught to meditate and sense the fragments of Ki scattered inside their bodies and gather them into a single place. I wonder. It's working. It's were. Grab. There you are, Art. Worrying me like THA. Oh, honey, are you having trouble taking a poopy? Mother. I'm about to begin my journey to become the greatest image in this world. Do not make me out to be a constipated infant. Phew, I guess you didn't have any trouble. Time to change your diaper. It turns out that amidst my concentration, I had indeed soiled my diaper. It's been a little over 2 years now. Yet it still feels like I'm learning more and more about my baby each passing day. I've reached the conclusion that Arthur has to be the most adorable baby in the world. With his little patch of auburn hair, and azure eyes that look at me almost intelligently, it's not like I can rely on I know he will get into trouble in the future if I don't become a strict and dependable mother. I caught him trying to teach our baby how to fight, for goodness sake. And this was when he could barely crawl. One thing I've noticed is that Arthur absolutely loves going to the small merchants strip in central Ashba. So, rather than shopping for groceries once or twice a week, we go downtown every other day. I'm not spoiling him. It's to have fresh food in the house and for educational purposes. Watching Arthur grow up so quickly, I wonder how he will be when he's older. With Ree as his father, I have no doubt that he'll have an interest in becoming an adventurer. But I can't help but worry. I can only hope he fares better than the naive young teens hoping to make it big as adventurers. Now if only I could do something about his perpetual habit of sneaking into the study. I'm tempted to move his crib into the study. But that's for another day. Approximately 2 years have passed since I first made my difficult journey to the study. I've learned a lot since then, but it's been fascinating learning new things every day. He's been chanting something for over a few minutes now and is concentrating really hard. I wonder what sort of magical phenomenon he'll conjure. That's your daddy is awesome, huh? That's it. 3 minutes of your utmost concentration to fling something you can physically throw with less effort. Are you watching your dad? Oh, for goodness sake, he ruined the front yard again. I learned fairly early on that my father was an augmenter. I wonder what I'll be when my mana core awakens. Your eyes are half closed, baby. Looks like someone needs a nap. Mama, books. Not now, honey. You know it's nap time. Maybe after. No choice. Please, Mama. Books? Okay. You can play in the study for a little bit. Boys his age needs a lot of play and I baby-proof the room. It is not demeaning. A great warrior must utilize every weapon in his arsenal. I am not a doting mother. Oh no. Your father better not have knocked down another tree. I'll be right back, Art. My biggest accomplishment aside from the accumulated knowledge of this world is my progress in forming my mana core. I spent these last 2 years moving the tens of thousands of tiny fragments of mana inside my body and gathering them together near my solar plexus. I can see why it would take until adolescence to form naturally, seeing how slowly these fragments gravitate toward the center of my body. It is an arduous task both for my body and mind. But these 2 years have not gone to waste. I'm almost there. Just one last piece. You okay, honey? Art. ART's still in there. Ha. You've got to be kidding me, Reynolds. What's wrong? He's not even 3. But he's already. Wow, I feel great. So this is what it feels like to have a mana core. Even the trees look greener. Trees. Wait a minute. What the hell? Were we attacked? Who dares destroy the home of a king? Over this past year, along with my mother teaching me how to read and write, I have been learning the basics of mana manipulation and augmentation. At first, since my body was too small to be sparring, we did basic body workouts. It wasn't too long ago when my father finally decided I would be okay to practice. With the wooden sword he had gotten me for my 3rd birthday. Brackets time to train, champ. I have your sword, now come on. Now remember what I taught you. Match the flow of mana with your breathing. Just like your heart or lungs, your core is just another organ. I wonder if most 4-year-olds would understand these abstract instructions. Come on, I think you can do it. He's not going to let me rest until I do this. And I only have a little bit of time to study before dinner. Can I go study now? Why yeah sure, Art. In this world, strength is measured by the color of your mana core. The mana core starts off black, due to the body's blood and other impurities mixing with the mana particles forming the mana core. The mana core becomes more pure as the impurities are filtered out over time. The order goes as follows: black, red, orange, yellow, silver and white. Each stage is split into 3 shades: dark, solid, and light. The lighter the mana core, the purer it is and the more power it has. Time for dinner. Curses. Can't a baby get some alone time around here? How else am I supposed to learn? Honey, I think it's time we get out a proper mentor. He's only 4, Reynolds. Fushgra. Besides, you said you'd be able to teach him. Exactly. I never expected our son to be such a mana manipulation prodigy at 4 years old. I'm holding him back. He's got so much potential. I'm not having my child leave home to some city hundreds of miles away. Zyrus isn't just some city. And I'll make sure my friend takes care of him. Art, you have a say in this as well. Do you want to go to a big city and have a real teacher? Wait, he's letting me decide. Isn't this a bit too much to ask of a 4-year-old? Can't mommy and daddy come too and meet teacher together? Did I say something wrong? Was my sentence too complicated? I guess we really didn't think about all of us going together. Ha ha ha. I might feel better about this if I'm there when he's tested and meets his teacher. Then it looks like we are all going to Zyrus City. And so, I was shocked to overhear my parents already preparing for the 3-week journey. I thought I saw it here somewhere. You need to get to bed, mister. We are heading out early tomorrow. Tomorrow. So fast. I know, honey. I hate rushing like this too. But your mom and dad's old friends from the Twin Horns are going to Zyrus as well. Your dad is with them right now. So they are taking us along. I better not catch you staying up reading again. You can bring some books for the trip tomorrow, so go to sleep. Okay, Mom. Good night. Sweet dreams, honey. I knew the Twin Horns had been in the area for a while, even helping rebuild our home when they had the time. From what I heard, the party consisted of 2 conjurers and 3 augmenters. This would help whatever troubles we might run into. I'm finally moving on from this small, quiet town. It's time to see what this world truly has to offer. Thanks again for taking us with you on this trip. Fellas, I want you all to meet my son. Arthur, introduce yourself. Hello, my name is Arthur Leywin. Thank you for coming with us to Zyrus. Such manners. You sure is your dad, kid. Adam Crench augmenta specialty, spear. He's just too precious. Be thankful you look more like your mom. Angela Rose conjurer specialty, wind magic. What's going on? Can't breathe. She Angela, you're hurting him. Durden Walker conjurer specialty, earth magic. Woof. Jasmine Flamesworth augmenta specialty, dual daggers. Don't mind her, she just needs to get used to you. Nice to meet you, Arthur. My name is Helen Shard. Helen Shard augmenta specialty, magic archery. All right. Now that everyone's gotten acquainted, let's prepare to move on. We are all good here. Everyone ready? Let's go. Let the journey begin. How are you holding up, Arthur? Tired. I guess don't worry about it. It's your first time traveling like this. In this life, sure. So your pops has been bragging nearly the entire way here that you're a genius mage. Did you really awaken a year ago? Hey, Reynolds. I need to do a little stretching before going to sleep to up, and you told me you've been sparring with your boy. Do you mind if I play around with art? Stretch out by yourself. All right, but be careful. We just barely moved on from light strength and mana exercises into sparring. Normal kids my age would barely be able to climb a flight of stairs. But I guess here, no one thinks fighting me is unusual. Ready, kid. You know how to reinforce your weapon, right, boy genius? Father-son telepathy. Redhead is out for blood. Get me out of this mess. Go get him. Fine. Damn it. This infantile body. Kick. Whack. At that moment, Newton's third law of motion came to mind. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Art. And boy, did that opposite reaction hurt. Ouch. Too hard, idiot. Haven't taught him to fight, my ass. What sort of hellish training did you put him through to create the little monster? I didn't teach him that. Is this what you've been studying? Heal. Why yeah, I learned this by watching Dad and reading some books. Books, huh? Whatever. You're still going to teach me some of those movement nod techniques of yours. So you just have to cross your back leg over your lead leg and then kick off with manner while you let your body almost fall, then you have to. Almost there, kind of. Several days passed since we began our journey to Zaira City. During this time, my birthday also passed. Gift of for birthday and a lessons. Adam, Helen, and my father's training continued with decent progress so far. But to my surprise, Jasmine had already succeeded in learning a few techniques. It still amazes me how Jasmine was able to grasp my instructions so quickly, especially when learning faint step. Come on, Art. We are leaving now. Coming, Mom. You know, Art. I still remember your father getting us into all sorts of trouble. Pretty sure he wasn't the only one who caused trouble. Wasn't there a time when you accidentally set off? Oh no. What was that? Never mind, just a little rodent, ha ha. You okay, Mom? Just a little tired, honey. I'll be okay. Teach me more. What's going on? Bandits. Prepare to engage. Submit, O wind, and follow my will. Gather and protect. Damn it. We are completely surrounded. Pretty good catch, boys. Leave only the women and kid alive, and try not to leave scars. After all, damaged goods will only sell for less. It seems I've been living in a bubble for too long. I almost forgot that every world has its own share of filth like in damaged goods. Pick. Hug. Don't worry, I'm here. Shoot. Rumble, rumble, gather and guard. Crack, crack, crack. Earth wall. Rumble, rumble. Fwoosh. Shoot. Parry, parry. Dash crack. Smack. Dash hit hit smack. Pierce. Nod. Nod. Slash. Slash. Crush. Step. Stab stab. Slash stab. Sheen. Whip. Stop struggling, baby. I'll make sure to train you so well you'll be begging to stay with me in the end. Whip dodge dodge. She's at a disadvantage against her opponent's range. But can I help? A fighter is one thing. But do I have a chance against an adult augmenter with this body? Crash. H honey. Mom, you have to heal Dad. Hurry. Tremble. There's something wrong with Mother. But can't. Why isn't she healing Father? Sob. I'm fine, honey. My injuries aren't life-threatening, don't worry and do your best. Art, listen carefully. After your mother uses her healing spell, those bad men are going to go after her. I'll be able to fend off the leader, but not if I have to worry about protecting you too. Take your mother back down the trail we came from and don't stop. What are you talking about, Dad? I'm not leaving you. I can fight. You saw me. Tap. Listen to me, Arthur Leywin. I know you can fight. That's why I'm entrusting your mother to you. Protect her. And just a little tired, honey. I'll be okay. My mother was pregnant. Tap. I was planning on telling you when we got to Xyrus, but grab. I'll protect. Promise. Get ready, Art. They've got 4 mags on their side. They have a healer. Son of A, don't let her get away. Come on, Mom. Don't die on me, Dad. Band it down, hurry. Dash, fush. I'll hold him down. Get out of here. Whack. Whoosh. Whack. Crack crack. Crack. How the hell? Snap. Don't stop, Arthur. Something's wrong. There are supposed to be 4 mags. Jump, fush. 1. Whack. 2. Smack. 3. Where's the last one? Forget the plan, Damien. Don't let them live. Who is he talking to? Rumble. Shit. Swirl. Shoom. Even if I can use mana to dodge this, Mom won't be fast enough to. Damn it. Turn. Sorry for the bruises, Mom. Push. Pull. I knew that if I couldn't make it, I wanted to bring the mage down with me. Throw. Splash. Fush gar. Pull. Let's hope this mana string holds out. Grab, crack. Grab. Crack. Looks like everyone else will be okay. Hick hick. Damn, I always wanted to be an older brother. Step. Whoosh. Gee, good morning, King Grey. King Grey. The council, the ones who actually governed the country, managing its politics and economy. In a world riddled with problems like decreasing birth rates and limited resources, wars were replaced by duels and armies by kings. I was one of them. Admiring your handiwork, I see. While being part of the council is rewarding, I won't lie and say I'm not envious of the fame and glory you kings receive upon victories. Anyway, to what do I owe the pleasure of this unexpected visit? I'm retiring, Marlon. Grey. Hold on. I spent my whole life for the sake of being the strongest. And for what? Fame. Glory. I was still an orphan, with everyone I cherished gone. I'd give up everything I had in that life for the chance to go back to Ashba and see them all again. Where am I? How? Amy's still alive. Damn. Wretch. FW. Sniff. SHFF. NOM, gulp. Thud. Thanks for the meal. Chirp, chirp. Thud. Sigh. Who? Pull. Thud. I survived that. How long has it been? Snap. And where am I? Lie, it doesn't matter. I have to move on. Off, you're awake. Huh? Oh. You're awake. Hide. Don't tell me the corpse is How is your body? I swear to God if it gets up. PFT. Don't worry. The corpse won't be re-animating if that's what you're afraid of. Sigh. Wait. Don't just trust this unknown voice. No matter how silky smooth and dignified it sounds, who are you? Are you the one that saved me? Zap. Srack. Yes, to your second question. As for the first, you'll find out once you arrive at my dwelling. You sound pretty confident that I'll even try to find you. Well, I am the only one that will be able to get you home from this place. That's right. Home. Alice and the twin horns. My baby sibling. Are they all right? Did they reach Zara safely? Ahem. Mr. Voice. May I inconvenience you for directions so that you may grace me with your presence? Chuckle. You catch on quick, Arthur Leywin, although it's a bit rude to refer to a lady as Mr. But your sentiment is there, so yes. Wait, how did she know my? I'll show you. I recommend departing immediately. It will be a lot safer traveling while it's still light out. As my body's condition gradually improved, leaving me with only a few aches here and there by the afternoon, I couldn't help but think. What sort of magic had she used to save me from the fall? How could she have even known that we were falling, and why did she only save me? The more I tried to come up with an explanation, the more questions I seemed to end up with. Sha twitch. Sha, please let it be what I think it is. Water. Splash. Rub. Rub. Haha, how pleasantly carefree. Splat. To see. Stab. They are just words, Arthur. A king must remain calm and unfazed. This body is just undeveloped, that's all. I apologize for startling you, don't pout. Since I fell off the mountain towards the east, I must be near the elves' domain. But I don't see any of the fog that the forest of Elshire is known for. My fears of travelling through the beast glades were quelled by the fact that only small animals seemed to be present. Although, I'm surprised that I haven't seen any mana beasts with how rich this place is with mana. It's regrettable that I can't stay and absorb some of the mana, but I should hurry. I need to get back to my parents. With my mother pregnant, the stress of my potential death might even endanger the baby inside her. If they are still alive. I'm glad you were able to make it here safely. So it's nice to meet you. As interesting as it would be, I am not a sentient cluster of rocks. You will find me within the crevice. Ah, I see. Gulp. Dad. Mom. I'll be home soon. Watch your step. Crack. Thump. Ooh, a warning that I was going to drop 2 stories down would have been nice. Pat. CRK. Thud. WH what? What is that? We finally meet, child. Bugs will fly into your mouth if you keep it open that wide. It'll take some time for me to open a dimensional rift strong enough to transport you home. There are special plants that will be able to nourish you until then. Thank you. This looks okay. That one tastes better. Splat. I see. I know you told me you were a lady, but is there a better way I can address you? My name is Sylvia. Sylvia, do you mind if I ask a few questions? Go ahead, little one. Although I may not be able to answer everything. With my initial fear of Sylvia's appearance slowly fading, I began to ask her all of the questions that had been on my mind since waking up from the fall. Where was this place? Why was she here all alone? Where did she come from? How did she get that wound? And why did she save me? Your first question is easy enough. This place is a narrow zone that rests between the Beast Glades and the Forest of Elshire. No one knows of this place because I've been warding off anyone who comes close. Although those cases are rare in the first place. You, Arthur, are the first to enter into this domain. You can now call me Art. My family calls me Art, it's short for Arthur, haha, no a big deal. Very well. I shall also call you Art. As for your second question, I am here alone simply because I have no one left to be with. I have many enemies that desperately wish for something that I have. My last battle with my enemies before I was able to escape left me with this wound. As for why I saved you, perhaps I was moved by your courage and sacrifice. Or perhaps I had simply grown lonely. Even I don't fully understand why. My apologies, Art, but I will excuse myself for the night. My wound festers and I must be in good condition when I work on the dimensional rift tomorrow. H.K. Good night, Sylvia. As the fearsome figure clad in dark armor walked away, I couldn't help but think how lonely she appeared. I almost forgot. My sight is unable to reach exactly where they've gone. But your family and friends are safe. Just in case you weren't sure. Safe. They are safe. Thank you, Sylvia. Sylvia and I spent hours talking about all sorts of things when she wasn't preparing the portal. Those hours bled into days and those days into weeks while we spent every moment in each other's company. And while Sylvia never spoke about her own life, I slowly began to understand what sort of person this mysterious being was. Peak. Sylvia was the living embodiment of the phrase, "Don't judge a book by its cover." Contrary to her trauma-inducing appearance, she was kind, gentle, patient, and warm. Have you had a chance to dine any yet, Art? These fruits are particularly savory and rarely grow elsewhere. She reminded me of my mother in that she was gentle and kind, but firmly scolded me when I was wrong. I just remembered something unpleasant. There was a time when I had expressed my animosity toward the bandits. They deserved worse deaths. If any of them made it out alive, I'm going to hunt them down. Woo. Whack. Thud. What was that for? Art, perhaps you are not wrong in that those bandits deserve death. I chose not to save the mage you fell with for the same reason. Then why did you? However, letting your heart cloud with hatred and vengeance like this will only cause harm to yourself. Instead, continue on proudly with your life with your gaze forward. You will come across misfortunes again, but don't let grief and rage corrode your mind. Learn from them and face the future with a smile. Only then will you truly be victorious. Did I flick you too hard? Does it still hurt, Art? Being lectured on morals and life by a figure that appeared to be the epitome of evil had oddly stricken me deeply. Art? Art. Why aren't you eating the fruit? Is something wrong? Eh? Ah. No. I am fine. Sylvia. Your wound, it looks like it's getting worse. Do not worry, little one. This wound festers from time to time. Is that really the case? Also, I've been meaning to ask her. It was to my understanding that humans usually awaken around the age of 12 or 13. How have you formed your mana core, already able to utilize mana more efficiently than many full-fledged mags? My parents said I'm a genius. Then perhaps you will be able to learn it. Learn what? Grow to meditate and absorb mana while moving, and perhaps while fighting if you are good enough. How are you doing that? Humans have a very linear mindset in regards to mana. Just start with small, mindless movements and work your way up from there. FSSH. Poof. Easier said than done. Mana beasts learn to do this naturally, but since humans usually awaken much later, their bodies aren't able to do this sort of multitasking. Considering the latter fact doesn't apply to you, if you practice hard enough, you should be able to succeed. I'll do my best. As you should. Ha. Thud. Practicing this skill to its fullest essentially meant being able to fight proficiently while still maintaining a steady inward flow of mana. Grip. Swing. Stab. Swing. It can't be you. Sylvia. I did it. Thud. Sylvia. 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 What happened? Sylvia, hold on. Gah. Crash. Your wound. Why is it getting worse so quickly? It can't be you. That's why. Thud. Thud. It's getting worse. Because she's creating the portal, her wound is getting worse. She did it all because of... Because... It's okay, little one. How? How can it be fine? When? When you're dying for me. I cried. I cried for longer than I care to admit. And I cried for the first time like the child I was on the outside. Have you calmed down a little, Art? No. We don't have much time left together, and I'd hate it to be wasted with you blaming yourself over this. How can I not blame myself? You're basically sacrificing yourself so that I can meet my family. You're doing me a favor by allowing me to leave this forsaken cave a bit faster. Sylvia. My name, it really doesn't suit this form, now does it? SSHH. Crack crack. Fush crack. Crack crack. Then now do I look a bit more like a Sylvia? Sylvia. You are the DIA dragon. Yes. I suppose I am what you humans refer to as a dragon, but we have little time for idle chatter now that I'm in this form. I must use my original form in order to finish this portal fush, but now that my veil is gone, they'll soon be coming. They. Who's coming? Sheen. Listen carefully, Art. There are a few things I must say before we part ways. SSHH. Clink. It's not heavy yet, I felt like I can barely hold on to it. Pull. Wrap it in this to conceal its aura. Sylvia, what is? And please bear with me for one more thing. Bump. Rip rip hop. With this, everything will reveal itself when the time comes. Tremble huff huff. Sylvia, your eyes, are you okay? I'll open the portal now. I didn't have the time to make it go directly to your home, but you should arrive somewhere near humans. Hurry. Just like that. I'm leaving you. Rumble crack. Crack rumble. Boom. Whoosh. Bam. Lady Sylvia. I advise you cease your stubbornness and hand it over. Submit now. And perhaps he may even heal your wound. He looks similar to Sylvia's previous form. You've already caused us quite the trouble afterhid. I have a bit of a confession to make, Arthur. Truth be told, I intentionally prolonged the transportation spell so that I could spend more time with you. Sylvia, I won't ask you to forgive me, but I do have one more selfish request. Can you call me Grandma just this once? No, just come with me. I don't know what you did, but everything is frozen right now. We can leave here together. You know I can't. Sil. SHF. Farewell, Art. Fush? No. Sylvia. Grandma. Thank you. My child. Zap. Serp. Serp. She's gone. Christ. I'll never have the chance to see her again. Caw. 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 My mind swam with memories of the near 4 months I had spent with Sylvia. For a time that seemed both long and short, Sylvia had treated me like her own blood, teaching me the things that I had lacked since coming to this world. Thump. Thump. What's? Ahem. Testing, good. Hello, Art. Sylvia. Are you? This is Sylvia. If you're listening to this right now, it means I have shown you what I actually am. I guess Sylvia managed to leave me with a message earlier. As frustrating as it may seem, you're nowhere near ready for the whole truth. Your body is that of a boy that is barely past 4, and while your mana core has already progressed to the dark red stage, you're not strong enough. As a small parting gift, I have infused my unique will onto you. Your future development as a mage will depend on how well you're able to use my gift. Who asked for this gift? I'd rather have. Oh, an art. I can imagine what you may be feeling right now. Sorrow, anger, guilt. But remember that you have a family to look out for and a purpose to fulfill in this life. My only wish for you is to embrace the joys and innocence of childhood and become a man of which both your parents and I can be proud. When your mana core is past the white stage, you will hear from me once more. At that time, I will explain everything. So, until then, I bid you farewell. King Grey. Questions continued to pester me long after Sylvia's voice disappeared. How long had she known my identity? How did she even know? One thing was clear though. If I focused only on training for the sake of revenge, this life would hardly be different from my last one. For now, I can only move forward. But first, where the hell am I? SHF. Dash. Tac. Grab. Even with mana, my vision is restricted, but one thing is clear. I was deep within the Elshire forest. Dash. Even just barely being able to use the mana rotation that Sylvia taught me. I'm able to use magic for a lot longer. Still, I can't help but wonder how I ended up here. Sylvia said that I would arrive near other humans. Tap. No matter, I'll just keep looking around. I'm getting pretty good at this tree traveling business. Pop. Kaya. Nguk. That sounded like a human. Dash. There. Hopefully they can take me with them. Wait, tap tap, why? Set. Twitch. Some 1 miles per hour mh. Shut her up. Smack. Let's get ready to go. We are only a few days away from leaving this damned forest. She's a child, too, so a virgin at that. She'll definitely fetch us a lot. Hey, boss. Elf girls go for a lot, don't they? Shut up and put her back in the carriage already. We need to move. Scratch. Slave traders. Dallas, hurry it up back there. I had no idea how those pigs managed to get their hands on forest hounds, but I knew that getting one of them would be my best bet out of this forest. As for those slave traders, well, with all the crap that had happened to me lately, it looked like I'd finally be able to let off some steam. All. J. Despite my eagerness to get home, I still needed a plan. Tap tap, Willie, dealing with those slave traders first was the best course of action. Tap A. But I didn't strike immediately. Attacking all 4 of them head-on would be suicide, even for me. Fwash. So I followed it. Waited. And gathered strength to make my move when their guards were down. It's time. Grab. Tack. Bark. Bark. Arrow. Shut 'em up before they wake up everything in the forest. Odds orc okay. Damn mutts. Gurgur, without a weapon, I was forced to utilize a technique from my previous life. A technique I wasn't even sure would work in this world. Fwoosh, you should just chew each other's antlers if you're that bored. Thud. A ki. Dash. Slash. Grab. Splurt. Thank you for the weapon. Sniff sniff. Sniff. Sniff drool. Crunch. Snap. The hounds are quiet now. What's taking him so long to come back? You taking a piss or something, Pink? Snap. What the? TCH. Slash. I should finish this quickly while the last 2 are still slee as expected. Of fighting is a lot harder and tiresome in this body. Thud. MHMPH. Ishumunder. Fwish Helki. Damn it. Why now? Why are you being so noisy? Where are you, Pinky? Juice. Dash. Whack. Dash. Slash. 3 down. Yeah. Careful, Danton. The brat is a mage. A kid mage, huh? Drop. Then we don't want to accidentally kill the golden egg that just landed in front of us. SSHH now, do we? He might even fetch us more than the little she-elf. Dash. Don't die, kid. Smash. Crack. The heck? Slice. Dan. You. Have some cute tricks. Dash. Here's your weapon. Catch it. He's fast. Kick. Oh. Nice reaction, kid. Thud. Come here, my bag of gold. Grab. Just give up. You can't do anything with your little body. Condensing mana like a blade seems to behave similarly to wind magic in this world. If that's the case, fire magic should be, too. Condense a GSS. And explode. Kaeboon. Gua. Usanuva. You're dead, brat. Grab. Fwash. I don't care if I have to sell your corpse. You're DEA. Wait. Please. Don't. I'm sure the little girl said the same thing. Hicka sniffer. Come on. You can go back home now. It's safe. Oh, what's this for? Russell. There are things here little kids are better off not seeing. But you're also a little. Let's go. And don't take the cloth off until I say so. Okay. Step. We should be a good enough distance away. You can look now. Thank. Nice meeting you. Okay. Don't leave me. I'm scared. How can you abandon such a cute little girl in the woods, you piece of trash? Look, I need to get home too. Those bad guys won't chase you anymore. Besides, aren't elves generally safe in this forest anyway? This girl. Beasts are only scared of adults. My parents said that kids will get eaten by hounds or tree golems. Ah. Okay, well, do you at least know how long it'll take to get to where you live from here? I don't know. Sigh. Huh. Just stay here. I'll go gather some supplies for us. Hopefully the trip won't be too long. Okay. I salvaged what I could for the journey ahead. It's a shame we can't take the carriage, but it might be for the best. We'd stick out like sore thumbs riding in that. I can only hope that the elves have something that can take me back to the human kingdom. Here. I found these clothes inside the carriage and assumed they were yours. Wear the cloak over them since it'll probably get cold. Thank you. Pat. Let's get you back home. As we walked in the vague direction she pointed to, I got to know more about the elf child. What's your name? Tessia. Tessia Erelith. What's your name? It's Arthur Leywin. How'd you end up in the Elshire Forest, Arthur? It's a long story. We have time. Let's just say I got separated from my family. Oh. So you came from the human kingdom, right? MHN. Then is it true that all male humans are perverts and have more than one wife? What? Who told you that? My grandpa. I see. Well, I'm sure there are perverts among elves too. Wait, do you even know what pervert means? Not really. Well, to answer your question, usually only some nobles prefer to have multiple wives. Oh. Now I get it. Do you really? Anyway, let me ask you a question. What's it like living in Illinois? It's fun. I spend a lot of time with my caretakers and grandpa since my mom and dad are busy. Oh, and once I awaken, I'll probably be given a mentor to train under. I'm pretty excited about that. The education system seems a bit more undiscriminating in Illinois if everyone's assigned a private mentor upon awakening. Undiscrim, what? Chirp nothing. Just talking to myself. Chirp. Hey, Arthur. Yes? What happened to those bad guys that took me? They ran into a rather unfortunate accident. Will they try to come find me again? I promise that you won't ever see them again. Okay. Thank you, Arthur. For everything. You should get some sleep. Huh? What about you? I'll keep guard outside. I wanted to use this time to figure out what this will Sylvia left me was, but... Russell, are you sure you don't need some rest too? Gee, Grandpa said to never share a bed with a boy, but I won't tell on you. It's okay. I'm not that sleepy. Okay. Russell. Well, you see, I just remembered. Beasts will more likely appear if they notice you out here because they'll see that you're a kid. Therefore I propose that, for our safety, you should keep guard inside the tent. It's for our safety. And not because I'm scared. Yeah. I got it. Now sleep. Grab. Tessierolith, you've had it rough. Rest well. Thud. Ooh, I hate these teleportation gates. Poke. We are here. Pristine. That was the only word that came to mind. And even that didn't do the scene in front of me justice. Fwash. Whip whip. We welcome back the royal princess. Who? Where? Here? You? Nod. Princess, we arrived as soon as we noticed the royal teleportation gate had been used. The king and queen are... My baby. Tessia, you're okay. Alduin Erelith, king of Elenwa, Meriel Erelith, queen of Elenwa. Tak. Virian Erelith, a name noted in every history book. The former king of Elenwa, who led the last war against the humans of the Sapin kingdom. I wonder if mother and father will react like this when they see me. Thank you, child. Not just as the king of Elenwa, but as this little one's father. As a small gesture of gratitude for helping Tessie arrive home safely, please accompany us to our home. You can get some rest, and after, please tell us what happened. His tone is gentle, but his eyes show that this isn't an offer. It's an order. I'm honored. Let's go. There's a lot I want you to see. I somewhat expected an impressive castle after learning that Tess was a princess, but... Well, what sort of corny novel did I wind up inside? This child is our guest. Please get him washed up and into a room to rest. I would like to explain what happened first. Thank you, but... My name is Arthur Leywin, from a humble town in the kingdom of Sapin. A little over the top for an introduction, but discussion isn't going to progress if they treat me like a child. It is an honor to be in the presence of the royal family. Despite you claiming to be from humble origins, you seem rather mature and well-educated, Arthur Leywin. Very well, I'd like to hear what happened. And so, I recounted my journey starting from a vague account stating that I had gotten separated from my family after running into bandits. It wasn't a lie, but a half-truth. Inevitably, as the story progressed to when I had run into their daughter, the atmosphere shifter. Barn. Slave traders. I should have known it was humans. Without disrespect, Xiling. Slave trading is a profession, not a race, King Alduin. So, you saw these slave traders take my granddaughter and you, as a child, what negotiated with them? Begged them for mercy. No, Elder Virion. While I am a child, I am also a mage. I eliminated the slave traders and rescued your granddaughter. How do you spout such lies in front of Xiling? Regardless of whether anyone believes me, Princess Tessia has been returned safely. All I wish for now is to return back to my family in Sapin. Sniff sniff. We continued our journey with unfamiliar surroundings and time quickly passing as the only indicators of our progress. After Tessia's initial desperation and fears had passed, it was obvious she had no idea how to interact with me. I'll admit that worries of my family and impatience to get back home didn't leave me in the best of moods. Clack. Thud. Grab. But what made the journey almost unbearable were the agonizing pains coming from my mana core that struck unpredictably. B.A. Dumb. Hey Arthur. Is everything okay? I'm fine. Grab. Gurgur. Stab. Pull. Damn, it's coming more frequently now. Grab. Should I? No, she'd only worry. Days passed and Tessia appeared to recognize more and more of our indistinguishable surroundings. However, our pace had slowed as Tessia's body couldn't keep up with the toll of constant travel. Snatch. As for me, despite strengthening my body with mana, the pains continued to grow and it had become harder to hide them from the worried elf. Tug, so, I've been thinking. Since we've gotten to be close friends, can I call you out like how your family does? Don't mind. That's it. I'd be most honored that Tessia Erelith may refer to this humble countryside boy by art. TCH. There you go, talking all weird again like some old man. Better than being a crybaby that can't even pee by herself without me nearby with my eyes closed and ears shut. Shut up. Oh hey. I think I see something. Yes. I see something too. I see moss and leaves and fog and trees, lots and lots of trees. Still. It seemed that despite the mental age gap, we had gotten closer. Tap. Tap tap. Tessia. We are here. CES what? SSHH. Come on, Art. Regardless of whether anyone believes me, Princess Tessia has been returned safely. All I wish for now is to return back to my family in Sapin. You're going to leave already, Art. Whoosh. Artie. Knowing history, I don't think it's appropriate for a human to be inside this kingdom for too long, Princess. Besides, my priority is to make sure my family is safe. And let them know that I'm okay as well. Regardless of our two kingdoms past and taken the trouble to accompany her all the way back to us, you have saved our daughter. Which entitles you to a befitting reward. Unfortunately, the teleportation gate linked with Sapin Kingdom is only accessible once every 7 years during the summit conference between the three races. It'll be another 5 years until the gate will open. However, we'd be happy to send a group of guards to escort you back home safely. I'd also like to extend our hospitality. Some of us are tolerant enough, but too many still hold grudges towards humans because of the war long ago. So for now, make yourself at home. We will have your escorts prepared by tomorrow morning. Thank you. Sparkle Sparkle. I'm too tired for this. Sha sha. Bam Dan. It's getting worse. I don't know what to do, Sylvia. I wish you were here to help me. Coming. Knock knock. Wham. OOF. Dummy. First you talk all coldly to my family and then you're going back already. Wasn't being cold, Tess. I was being respectful because you know they are the king and queen of this entire kingdom. Why didn't you tell me? Don't teehee me. Still I don't want you to leave. You're the first of friend I've. Come on, crybaby princess. Show me around the castle. This is probably my favorite place in the castle. If you stayed here until spring, you could see all of the flowers bloom here. At least you're able to see the globees harvesting. Look. It's pretty, right? Grab. Dash. Thud. Hello. What the hell? Did you just try to kill your own granddaughter? It might have left her a small welt, but I doubt that toy you're holding could kill anyone. I was tricked. Wiggle wiggle. To think you'd catch my little present and use it against me. Great reaction and instincts, though. Your manner usage is mediocre at best, but I can see how you were able to kill a few slave traders. This old man has a lost screw. Grandpa. Stop teasing Art. Tease. You should know why I came here. Why did he come? It's been a while since I've met someone interesting. Toss. Let's see what you're made of, brat. Swing, grab. Slash. G, grandpa. FSSH. Scary little brat. FSSH. Slash. F-whip. Thud. Strong. Fwoosh. Jump. Fwoosh. Barn. Shish. Grab. Slash. Slash. Even with mana and minimizing my movements, block. Ooh. Whack. Whack. I can't keep up with him. Sheen. Chance. Whack. Thwack. Tap. Grab. Wisher, gotta go faster. Scratch. Stab. Tack. Tumble. Art. Grandpa. Fut. What the? It seems like I deserve this for being arrogant, but to think you'd actually be able to land a hit. Now, let's start round TW, Ack. Pinch, I think you've bullied Art enough, Grandpa. Ah. That hurts, little one. You should have gone easier on him. I'm afraid that if I'd gone easier on him, he'd be the one bullying me. Boof boof ha ha, I'm honored the esteemed Elder Virian thinks so highly of me. Honored, is it? What's with this sudden change in mood? If that's the case, become my disciple. Yeah. Yeah. Courtesy of Tessia's personal first aid kit, so, do you agree? You're actually serious. Why wouldn't I be? Well, first of all, I'm a human. Is it even allowed for humans to stay in this kingdom? No one will dare try and kick you out while you're under my tutelage. I know you realize that you're already better than other kids, hell, even some adults, but just know that I can teach you something. Even the most capable images back in Sapin can't. And no. Even if you say that, I can't. Not when I don't even know how my parents, who don't even know whether I'm dead or alive, are doing. If there was a way for you to see how they are doing and communicate with them to let them know you're okay, is that not enough? Nod nod, what do you mean? Wait. Get Tessia washed up and into bed. I realize I'm being rather impatient, but it has to do with what I sensed earlier during our little spa. You've been having bouts of searing pain where your mana core is. Right? And those bouts are coming more frequently. How did you know that? More than how I knew, it's the fact that you're not aware of the reason for your pains that's a problem. Boof, do you not know what a beast will is? Boof. Beast will. It was a term I had never heard before, but I immediately thought back to when Sylvia struck me at my core. I'm sure you know or have even encountered a few mana beasts already. But a beast powerful enough to be categorized as class or higher, gains the ability to pass on their will or inherent ability down once, either to their offspring or a person they are bound to. I won't pry as to how you stumbled upon such a powerful beast will, but at this stage, the power residing within you is doing more harm than good. The fact that you know all of this, do you have a beast will too? Yes. Fush, I am what is called a beast tamer. I know how important it is to go back to your family, but doing so right now comes at a grave risk. Tap, the power from your beast will is too potent for your immature body to handle. If not controlled soon. Crack. The power you've obtained will destroy your body from the inside out. What is this heavy sensation pressing down on my body? Dom. Is this monster the personification of my worries? My burdens? The expectations placed on me, haunting me even in my sleep. Gee morning, Art. Wakey wakey. Thud, what? Not now, shadow monster. 5 more minutes. Who are you calling a monster? You're one to talk, Mini Medusa. Your hair looks funny. Maybe. We'll know for sure after the trip with Elder Virian, Princess. Hey, is it true you're going to stay here? Grandpa told me this morning that you are. Ouch. Pinch. Not Princess, a Tess. TSS, I'm going to get angry if you keep doing that. Okay. Now, let me shower and get ready. Unless you want to watch, I suggest you leave the room, Tess. You how perverted. Grandpa was right. Stop using words you barely know. Father, please. You know it's not appropriate for a human to be residing within this kingdom. Alduin is right, Elder Virian. I'll always be grateful to the boy for saving Tessia, but allowing a human to stay here goes against all traditions. I've taken a liking to the brat. There's no need to say more. Besides, your daughter seems to approve of my decision as well. Nod. Nod. Father. I ask that you reconsider. Enough. He will be under my direct guidance. Make sure everyone in the kingdom knows that. Looks like the elder really can be trusted. You're late, brat. We should hurry. So, not how much longer do we have left to go, Gramps? Gramps, eh? Well, aren't you awfully comfortable with me now? Well, we'll have to see how today goes with your mysterious friend. SHF is she woke up so early today, bugging me about you. Is that right? Being the only princess of this kingdom caused her to grow up in a lonely environment. She's been hurt too many times by both adults and even children pretending to be her friend. Eventually, she grew cold and distant, building a wall constantly around herself. In the short time that I've seen her with you, she has shown me more smiles and laughs than she has in the last few years. For that, thank you. Check. Huh? Are we here? I wonder who this mysterious friend is to make the former king come all the way to this rural area. We are here, you old witch. Come out. Thud. Bam. My ears still work perfectly, you grouch. Arthur. This is Rinier Dacassin, an old friend and a very special deviant that can help you. A pleasure to meet you, Elder Rinier. Bo. Well, we haven't got all day now. Stop standing outside and come in. Being a deviant means she's similar to my mother, whose magic doesn't fall into the categories of the 4 basic elements. Brandon's thanks. I wonder how she'll be able to help. But Gramps said your magic can help me reach my parents. My apologies for sounding impatient. Gramps, her. I see you have a soft spot for the boy, Virion. Boy. I am what is called a diviner. Magic of this nature varies from mage to mage, but I'm quite capable. This means that there's very little someone can hide from me if I so choose to pry. For example, I know that you're special. So special, in fact, that there are parts of your life that even I can't see. But these eyes have seen pieces of both your past and future. Shine. But you're not here for my clairvoyant abilities. You're here to see your parents and to let them know you're alive, right? Nod right. Good. Then lean forward and keep your eyes on the basin of water. Focus on the image of your parents as clearly and detailed as possible. Once you're able to see them in the water, you'll be able to speak to them. Mom. With her glowing auburn hair and sun-kissed complexion radiating a gentle warmth. Her thin brows always knitted together, worrying about me. Dad. With his strong blue gaze and goofy smile that brightens even the dullest of days. His silly quips and simple nature at home, severely at odds with his charisma as a leader and fighter. Please be alive. Dig in. Wow. This beef stew looks amazing, Alice. What's the special occasion? Nothing like that. It's just been a while since I've cooked for you after moving here. This used to be yours and Arthur's favorite dish. What was that, honey? It's nothing. Hi, wow. Hi, Dad. It's me, your son. Arthur. You're probably really surprised that you're hearing my voice inside your head, huh? I'll explain all that later, but for now, I just want you to know. I'm alive and safe. I managed to survive the fall off of the cliff, just barely. This should be kept a secret, but I'm currently staying in the kingdom of Manhwa with the elves. I know it must have been hard. It's been hard for me too, but I'm glad you're both okay. I hope you guys don't blame each other for what happened. I'm proud of what I did back then, and if I could go back in time, I'd do it again. Even if it meant I would die. I wish I could go to you guys, but that might be a little hard right now. It seems I have a sort of illness that I need to get treated. I'm not in any danger, but I need to get treated before I head back home. I'm not sure when the next time I can reach out like this will be. There is a mage here that's a deviant like you, Mom. She's the one that's allowing you guys to be able to hear my voice. Dad, I'll keep practicing magic and fighting while I'm here recovering. Don't be surprised if I can beat you in a match the next time we meet. Until then, keep Mom and the baby safe. Honey. Slow down, honey. Mom. Dad. Ayades. I love you both. Take care until I get back. Drip. Drip drip. I'm ready. Ahem. It seems that years of being a king has made me a bit old-fashioned and stubborn. Tap, what is trying to say is we are sorry for earlier. Please accept our apology and consider this place your own. You are my daughter's savior and my father's very first disciple. Let me welcome you once again, properly. Thank you for your generosity. Hold on. If you're really sorry to Arthur, then let us play outside. I want to show him around the city. I'm ready. Let's go, Art. Bumpback. Sorry. Gross. I got human germs on me. What the? Just because Elder Virion favors you a bit, do you think you belong here? Yeah. Go back to where you came from, monkey. Yeah. Come on, Art, let's just go. This blatantly cliché side character, I kind of want to mess with him. Princess, while I applaud your kindness, it is beneath your level to be with this human commoner. Allow me, Fairith of Sar-2, to escort you. Gasp. Fairith. The Fairith Ivysaur. So even you've heard of my genius. Of course, awakening recently while I'm still so young is, wait, what did you just call me? It's pronounced Ivsar, you ignorant fool. Ignorant, indeed. I had no such clue that I was in the presence of such inspiring genius. This bug will remember to give you proper respect. Now, if you'll excuse us. Stop. You think I didn't see through your sarcasm? So he's not quite as dense as I thought. For the pride of the Ivsar house, Fush. I challenge you to a duel. Whoop. What the actual F? How do you initiate a duel with the disciple of Elder Virion? You may be of a noble blood, but you should still know your place, Fairith. My apologies, princess, but my father has taught me to never let anyone trample on my pride. Human. Accept this duel or retreat with your primate tail between your legs. Just know that your decision will reflect on your mentor as well. Duel. Is that such a serious thing here? I will take your silence as an acceptance. Princess Tessia, please officiate this duel. Let the duel start. Prepare yourself, human named Arthur. This genius will show, blink. POW. Thud. Eh? That's it. I knew this was going to happen. Grab. Run. I couldn't help but grow to appreciate this little princess more and more. While the rest of the day wasn't quite as fun as Bull playing with Fairith. It was refreshing and allowed me to get my mind off things. Your training starts tomorrow, right? Are you nervous? But I will assure you that my lessons won't be easy. I'm not sure how you were taught so far. Never mind the pain from your mana core. The assimilation process used by beast tamers have often been compared to submerging your body in boiling tar. You will be stuck here in this foreign land without the comfort of family. Even daily life will become arduous. If you can endure, the payoff will be enormous. But, are you up for it, brat? I'm excited. I've come a long way to get to where I am now. The training, seeing my parents. Grip. I'm excited for all of that, and more. I can't wait for what the future has in store for me. 3 years later. Arthur, we are going to be late. Gar. Squeeze. Stop. I give. Sheesh, you actually used mana to twist my ankle. Can't you find a gentler way to wake me up, Tess? It's not my fault you didn't wake up when I asked nicely. Besides, you should feel grateful that such a pretty girl like me is waking you up. I find the maids here plenty pretty. Did you say something? Give it a rest. Did you think that maid just now was pretty? Took you too long enough. Let's get you both ready for your lesson. There exists 4 basic elements and their higher forms. These higher elements, ice, gravity, lightning, sound, can only be controlled by a mage that has gone beyond mastery of their foundational elements. We call them deviants. Dwarfs can only manipulate earth and or fire, but like elves, they possess much higher affinity to these 2 elements. While talented dwarfs can, their distinct trait lies in the fact that all dwarfs control fire and earth to such a high degree that they are able to conjure and manipulate magma. Can mold and bend metal. Elves are limited to water, wind, and earth elements in rare cases. Elves can also produce a special deviant type capable of controlling plants, but with much higher affinity than humans. However, elves aren't able to produce mags that can manipulate the higher forms of water, wind, and earth. Human mags possess the ability to manipulate any 4 of the basic elements that can't be categorized in any of the elements, like emitters, healers, for example. They are also the only race capable of producing deviants in any of those elements along with anomalies. There exists a subtle power balance between our 3 races. Taking into account population, overall inherent affinity to elements, and diversity in mags. Was that explanation good enough? Stab him. It's possible. Huff. Question. I know that this whole assimilation process thing is meant to get ART's body ready to handle his beast will, but wouldn't it better to have him train his body physically while using magic? Like me. I've known all along from my lessons beforehand, but the difference in races really have shown over these 3 years. While humans were considered talented if they awakened in their late preteen years, it wasn't surprising for elven children to awaken as soon as 10. For Tess, it had happened even earlier at the tender age of 9. Why? Are you angry that you are the only one getting beat up while training? Yes. Since then, she's been training her conjuring skills with a tutor while learning to fight from her grandfather. Geez. Grandpa needs to go easier. She's going to be quite the monster in the future, though I shouldn't be one to talk. But I can assure that once this is over, his body will be stronger and more resilient than a veteran warrior. What Arthur's been doing these 3 years is basically fusing his bones, muscles and organs with his mana. He hasn't been physically training like you, little one, really. Haha, then how come he's so sensitive when I hit him? I still feel pain, you know. Seems like 3 years of fusion hasn't been enough to sap away your energy. Are you ready? Good. After today, you'll be a true beast tamer, unlike those lucky adventurers who merely use their beast will like tools. I'm going to ignite your mana core by inserting a large amount of my own mana. Tap, you'll feel a bit warm, but it shouldn't be too bad. Boom. Slam. Thud. What in the world? Art. Are you okay? I'm fine, I think. I know you have your reasons for not telling me till now, but I have to ask one more time. What sort of beast gave its will to you? She was the dragon. D-Drag a dragon. Dear Lord, a real dragon tamer. T trained an actual. How are you feeling? I think I should be asking you that. The last thing I remember before falling unconscious is you going crazy. Cough 5, calm down. Good. I can trust you guys to keep it a secret, right? Even after I leave. Of course. And on the topic of leaving, the date of your departure has just been set for 4 months from now. I thought it wouldn't be for another 2 years. Are you serious? The portals in Zyra's city of an interracial tournament amongst the 3 kingdoms youths that was in the works has finally been confirmed. Sapin will be open to both Elanwa Kingdom and the Kingdom of Darv during this time. Is this why Tess isn't here? So you can tell me this. Yeah. Don't worry about Tess. I know you've been checking in on them these past few years through Rinia, still 4 months is pretty soon. But you'll finally be able to see them in person. I'll make you wish these 4 months were over soon, brat. Rub now that you've finished your assimilation, your training will get even harder. Get some rest. I'll break it to Tessia gently. 4 months, ho. Drop. What the? Crack. Crack. Sylvia Stone. Did it break? Crack. CRK. Sheen. Was an egg. Sylvia's Stone. Crack. Pop. Shake. Yawn. Ku. You're a dragon, right? Kiu. He Kiu, you'd. Ouch. Chump. Naya. Sha. Kiu. Mama. What the? Kiu. Mama. Who? Kiu, Mama. Kiu. Haha, Kiu, she can talk inside my mind. And you? I'm a boy, so at least call me Papa, Papa. Kiu. Per. I think I'll call you Sylvie after your mother. You like that, huh? Kiu. Sivy. I can feel it. Wait, you really do like it. Seems like this mark isn't as simple as it looks. It feels like this thing is actually connecting me to the little dragon. Hey, 8 years old and I have a tattoo and I'm a father. Really am a rebel. Kaya. Huh? What? Who's there? Who is this? It's so cute. Papa, help. Come back, my beautiful sleep, Kiyu. Papa. She'd like you if you stopped looking at her like you were some sort of predator. So you can communicate with her with your mind. You're so lucky, and maybe if I could communicate with her. She'd like me too. Gramps. Come see Arthur's new pet. B brat you. That's A. I'm going to die early if I keep getting shocked like this. After explaining to Virion what had happened and where Sylvie had come from, I learned that beings like Sylvie would usually only hatch in the presence of their kin. We tried to think of why she might have hatched in front of me, but the only reason we could think of was the fact that I had fully activated Sylvia's will yesterday. Do you think I'll have to hide her once I go back? Most people won't know that she is such a powerful being, Hims. So you should be okay just feigning it off as a rare mana beast. Please. But you have other things to worry about. We've held back on strengthening your mana core during the assimilation, Grip. But now that you've fully awoken, we should get you to training both your core and new dragon will. What do I need to do? Smirk. Well, I found that the best way to access the first stage of your beast will, on top of strengthening your mana core, TOS, is to constantly engage in combat. Makes sense to me. Good. Then it'll also make sense that fighting a fellow beast tamer, as he uses these stages, against you will help you even more. Huh? Roar. Fwash fwash. Now. Doom. Let's fight, brat. Beast tamers. Mags capable of harnessing the unique ability inherited from a mana beast. The first stage, known as the acquire phase, is when the beast tamer is able to borrow their beast's inherent strengths. But it's only at the second stage, the integrate phase, when the mage can truly utilize their beast's unique ability and characteristics. And for Virion, who had only unlocked this second stage after decades of studying his beast will, he was now able to utilize the deadly prowess of a shadow panther. Now, Arthur. Pay attention while I sneak up behind you. TCH. Is he saying he can sneak up on me even after warning me? Fush. Tap, fast. Doom. Gulp. I surrender. That form is trauma-inducing. I can't even react to your speed at this level, and frankly, so I've been told, using the integrate phase still takes a bit out of me. It's not without its flaws, though. Your movements are one thing, but even when you were behind me, I couldn't feel your presence. Shadow panthers are able to instinctually manipulate wind and sound to achieve this effect. I think I've bullied you enough. What say we actually start training? Days quickly passed for me, completely immersed in training. Through Virion's guidance and my own insights, I was able to access the first stage of my dragon will. He had also taught me to conceal the presence of my beast will in front of other mags. If I wasn't strengthening my mana core or studying Sylvia's dragon will, I was sparring against Virion. Thwacky. Luckily, the assimilation process allowed my body to keep up with constant training and conditioning. And on my downtime, I spent as much time as I could embracing the joys and innocence of childhood like Sylvia had wished for me. Until the day of departure finally came. Spending every day together these last few years made breaking the news of my approaching departure that much harder on Tess. Like I thought, Grandma Sylvia's feather works well at hiding the presence of Sylvie's mark. Tap. It's time to go, Arthur. Your carriage is waiting for you. Hold on to this. Or, it's adorned with the Erelith House crest and it'll help you navigate the forest. Thanks, Gramps. You can always just find another princess to lead you back. Grandpa. Pull ouch. It was a joke, little one. Just a joke. We'll see each other again soon. Rub rub, with Gramps teaching you, I expect you to be stronger than me the next time we meet. Nod. I'm going to miss you, Tess. Stay safe. Hick. Hick, I'm going to miss you too, Art. Well, look who it is. If it isn't Arthur, the human brat. Did you finally get kicked out of the kingdom? Who are you? I'm the noble that you beat unfairly by defying the customs of the duel. Everybody but a foolish human bumpkin like you knows a true duel is meant to be a demonstration of magic. D, and the challenger always strikes first. Ah. Ivysaur, right. I am Faerith of Sa 3, heir to the noble of Sa family. I may have been defeated underhandedly while I was a naive child, but if we were to fight now. Grab. Sorry for bullying you back then. Nice to see you again. Nod. You can just call him Feifei, like we all do. Don't tell him that. We have arrived. We are finally here. Hum, this is where Mom and Dad are. The floating city of Xyris. Chatter. 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 Step. We are finally home, Sylvie. Are you ready? Knock knock. I had nearly died. I had lost someone important. I had killed. And I had trained for my life. But none of these things were as nerve-wracking as this moment. Gulp. Coming. A little girl's voice. Creak, may I help you, young man? Nice to meet you. Leywin. Bo, my name is Arthur Leywin. I was informed that my family is currently residing in this manor. Who? Eleanor Leywin. There you are. Pine. Door. What did I say about greeting everyone who knocks on the... Eleanor Leywin. My sister. Wait, before that. Hi, Mom. I'm home. I knew that voice really was you. Yes, you're back now. My baby is home now. Mama, don't cwy, don't cwy. Sub. Thump. Thump. Oh my God. Arthur, my son. Arthur. How are you feeling? The voice, you told us that you had an illness. Has that been fully treated? My baby is so thin, did you not eat 3 meals a day? Mom. I'm fine. Never better. You're asking too many questions at once, honey. Besides, just one look and you can tell how big and strong our son has gotten. That's right. Ellie, come here and say hi to your big brother. Big Boyda. Yes. The brother in the stories Mommy and Daddy tell you before bedtime. Hello Big Boyda. Hello, Eleanor. It's nice to finally meet you, sister. After getting settled, I spent some time explaining everything from the beginning. While I trusted my family, I chose to leave out Sylvia, explaining my survival from the fall off the cliff as a combination of luck and my body's unconscious use of magic to protect me. From there, I continued on about finding Tess and spending time in the kingdom of Elanwa, recovering. And what about this little friend of yours? I couldn't do anything for the mother, but I've been taking care of this one since then. Kiyu. While I was traveling, I stumbled into a manor beast's den with Sylvie's mother dying from an injury. So are you sure you're all healed now? There's no chance of you getting that illness again. You don't need to worry anymore. It more so had to do with the instability of my mana core from awakening so early. I feel bad for keeping secrets from them, but until I get stronger, it's too dangerous for them to know everything. That's right. Your mana core. What stage are you at now? Clench. Your son just came home and you're already talking about mana core stages. What's wrong with comparing our growth? After we got here, I've been working as the instructor for the Halsty auction house guards. Oh? So it wasn't only your facial hair that grew. What stage is your mana core at now, Dad? Hee. Your old man broke through 2 years back and entered the dark orange stage. Wow. It's easy to notice he's gotten bulkier, but to think he's broken through into the next stage, you must have worked really hard. Or not. Impressed, huh? What about you, son? Light or red? Lee. Light red. Holy shit. Shit. That's amazing, Arthur, but dear. What did I say about cursing in front of Ellie? Honey, Ellie, please don't say that word. Are you really light red? When? How? Forget it. We are moving to the backyard to spa right now. Shit. 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 Ha 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 dude. It's good to be back. Swash. I hope you're ready. Your father isn't the same man he was back then. Clench. Neither Amy. Clack clack. Ban. I just heard that your son is alive. What in the world is going on? So these are the people that have been taking care of my family. Vincent, Tabitha, I'd like you to meet my son, Arthur. He's really back, Vince. I can see that. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. and Mrs. Halsey. Arthur. This is Vincent Halsey, who runs the Halsey auction house, and my old friend who I now work for. This is his house, so introduce yourself before we start wrecking it. I'm sure this may all come as a surprise to you, but I was the one who asked them not to tell anyone how I was, so allow me to apologize for the confusion. Hey. Well, are you sure you're related to your father? Smack, I get asked that a lot, but yes. Great to have you in our home. Arthur, this is Lilia. She's about your age, so I hope the two of you can be friends. KYV. Stab. So what was that about wrecking my house? Seek and touch your pet. Ah. That's right. Arthur and I were just about to go out back for some sparring. Oh, sparring. Wait, sparring. They really are sparring. Oh ho, sit down, dear. Alice. Your husband can't be serious about Arthur being a light red core mage, right? I was surprised as well, but Arthur has always been a fast learner and he has no reason to lie. So I'm just supposed to believe that an 8-year-old has not only awakened but has progressed 3 stages. Even those snobby genius brats admitted into Xyrus Academy are barely at the dark red stage, and they are 11 or 12. I guess it'd be best not to tell him that I'm only at light red because I couldn't train my core while assimilating with Sylvia's beast will. Shep, I hope you're ready. Your father isn't the same man he was back then. Clench. Neither Amy. FSH. Dash. Thump. You're going to have to try harder than SHF. Fwoom. Whip. Grab. Whoosh. Tap. Tac-tac. So what do you think? Not bad, not bad. I'll admit you caught me off guard. But your old man is going to get serious now. Crack. A little trick I learned after I broke through into the dark orange stage. Don't say I didn't warn you. Mags, starting from their awakening, have always had affinities or strengths in terms of what element they can best control. Parents seek out professionals for expensive testing on their child, so that they can learn early on what route to push their newborn mage towards. In this world, conjurers have the innate advantage of being able to manifest and manipulate the element of their affinity. For augmenters, their affinity of elements are much more subtle, and actual manifestation of the elements come only after the augmenter crosses a certain threshold. For my father, who had been fighting and training hard since an early age but had no formal training, it took him until the orange core stage to be able to turn his explosive mana usage into actual fire. From the world I had come from, elements weren't destined from birth, but a path that one took willingly. Talent was a large part of it, but since no one was restricted to just one affinity, hard work also played a significant role. For me, who had so many advantages since coming to this world, all of it culminated into this. I learned a trick or two as well. Crackle, crackle. 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 Try not to be too surprised. Bam. As expected of my father. His punches are getting sharper and is leveraging his longer reach so I can't get close. Crackle, crackle. Arthur's a DD dev. Deviant. Dashi. Sash. Thump. Ban. Crackle, crackle. Foosh, foosh. Barmy. Foom. Crack. Block. As expected of my father. His punches are getting sharper and is leveraging his longer reach so I can't get close. Ha 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 ha. That's some trick you learned, son. Lightning was, by far, my most successful deviant affinity, but I still had ways to go. Ice was unstable and I hadn't even gotten to unlock sound or gravity. Thwack. But still. It felt good to brag to my parents. When did you learn that? How did you learn it? What else do you know? Not long ago, and I can barely control it. I can't do much else, Ellie. Don't run. Be careful. A puppa. Are you okay? I need a drink. What an extraordinary child. Wham. Re. Do you realize what kind of future your son has, Re? Of course I do. I knew ever since he awakened when he was 3. What? Awakened at 3. He blew up most of our house in the process. Ha ha. Good times. Papa. Are you okay? Re. What if we enroll Arthur in Xyrus Academy? Xyrus Academy? Seriously? But he's only 8 and Xyrus Academy is the most prestigious magic institution in the continent. Ha ha ha. My drunk husband does make a point though, Alice. With his level of talent, it would even be worthwhile for us to sponsor Arthur so you won't have to worry about tuition costs. We couldn't do that to you after everything you did for us already. To have pay for our son's schooling is just, and besides, he's only 8, I'm sure they won't even consider him. Foo. I happen to do a lot of business with the famed director of Xyrus Academy herself. I can talk to her and... Excuse me. Seeing as this will affect my future, may I say something? Clank clank. I still can't believe you're here with us. All grown up into a handsome boy. I've changed a lot since you last saw me, right? No matter how much you've changed, you're still our son. Even after finding out you were a deviant mage capable of perhaps becoming one of the strongest mags in the future, that was still only the second best news today. Your father is right. But now you're probably too grown up for your old mother to give you a goodnight kiss, huh? Kiss. Good night, Mom, Dad. I missed you both. Come on, let's let Arthur get some sleep. Oh, I almost forgot. Let's go shopping with your sister tomorrow. You need some new clothes and it'll be a good chance for you two to bond. Sounds good. And, Arthur, don't hold it against Vincent for being so excited earlier. He means well. With all due respect, I have just reunited with my family today. May I spend some time with them before deciding whether to leave them again to attend this academy or not? Oh, of course, you're right, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. I seem to be a bit more tired from the spa than I thought. Please excuse me. If you head that way, you'll wind up in one of our cellars. Come on, I know a better place. Hey, everyone. Hope you don't mind a guest today. If it isn't the lad that burned half of the lawn I worked so hard to maintain. My apologies for the trouble I've caused. Don't mind this one, young Yuan, she's just teasing you. She was pretty quiet before, but I guess this is what she's usually like. Do we have any duck meat left? The fatty parts. Be careful, Lilia. Madam Halsey has been getting suspicious because you've been gaining weight recently. Eek. Maria, I thought I told you you're not allowed to talk about that. I'm a healthy growing girl. Lady Lilia sneaks here often when she's feeling stressed. Stressed? Stressed about what? That's it. For that comment I'dmond you save me pork belly next time. Sir and Madam's greatest wish is for their daughter to awaken as a mage despite either of them being one themselves. Lilia wants to be a mage as well, of course, but it still is a lot of pressure on a little girl. Don't worry, I can tell that the Halsey family are nice people who mean well. Good night, son. Lick. Kiyu. Haha, I'm up, Sylvie. You're excited, aren't you? How Tess is doing? I wonder. Sniffy. Looks like I'm not the only one taking a shower today. Kiyu. Gyu. Come on. It wasn't that bad. Knock knock. Coming. GG morning, brooder. Mama said to wake you up. Well, hello there, Ellie. I see, then can Ellie take us down to see Mama? K. We eat breakfast, then go shopping. Blah blah. So this is Zara City. What sort of shop is this? Those small orbs you see are called beast cores. They are magical cores extracted from mana beasts to power you up, although the effects between cores can vary vastly. A bit of a gamble to spend hundreds of gold on. Hundreds of gold. Golf, but if you're lucky, one might even contain a beast will. If not thousands. I'm good with my beast will, thanks. Our Halsey auction house receives quite a bit of beast cores and even infant mana beasts. You're welcome to take a closer look at those when you get the chance. I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Come on. There was a place I wanted to take you as soon as I saw you. Snip snip. Arthur, dear. Your hair is atrocious. Is this necessary? Don't worry. I'll make your son shine. Like the flawless gem he is. Arthur Leywin. Internal screaming. I feel ridiculous. You look perfect, honey. Good enough to be Ellie's brooder now. Ellie's right. You finally look like a civilized man. Huh? Oh, I wasn't really. They are students of Xyrus Academy. They look like jerks to me. It's sort of a status symbol to be able to wear that uniform. A lot of them are. They are almost considered royalty around here though. We were just talking about the school. What are you two talking about? Woof. Woof. Uh-huh. Where? He's like a puppy. He's usually so calm and mature. It's refreshing to see him so excited like this. It's a bit comforting for me to see him more like a kid, especially after last night's spectacle. Ding ding. Can I help you? This is not a place for kids, young man. Please leave while I'm asking nicely. That thing you're looking at is a dangerous weapon. Do you understand what that means? This isn't like the toy swords you have at home, brat. There's a candy store just outside the... Thwacky. I'm well aware of what a sword is. My apologies for getting in the way. Hold it, brat. What house raised such a rude? Get your hand off my son. What do you think you're doing? My name is Augustus from House of Her. Augustus? You're from the branch family of House Ravenpaw. Would you like me to revoke you and your family's participation in the Helsty auction house? H. Helsty. Please. I had no idea this BR child was with the Helsty house. My sincerest apologies. Thank you for getting me out that situation. Truth be told, I was more afraid of what you'd do to that man. Well. Kyu. Ah. You guys are finally here. Arthur. This way. There's someone I'd like you to meet. You must be Arthur. Vincent has told me much about you. My name is Cynthia Goodsky. I am the founder and director of Xyrus Academy. Xyrus Academy, an institution hailed as the most exalted sanctuary for any would-be mage privileged enough to have both the background and talent to enter. A breeding ground of acclaimed scholars, guild members, leaders, royal guards, and military powerhouses. Anyone who has made an impact in this world had ties with Xyrus Academy. That was the kind of fame this school held, an insurmountable titan compared to the countless other academies scattered over this continent. And standing at the helm of it all is the Academy's very own director Goodsky. Starry. Nice to finally meet you, Arthur Leywin. What is the proper social convention in a situation like this? Do I kiss her hand? Shake it. Nice to meet you as well, Director. I'm so sorry for my son's rude behavior, Director Goodsky. Wump. What the? A late hour. But I couldn't refuse a favor from Vincent, after all his great contributions to Xyrus Academy. Please, I'm just helping out the academy that I hope for my Lilia to one day attend. It isn't very often that I take a house trip to visit a potential student, but Vincent piqued my interest when he insisted that a prodigy of the highest caliber is currently living in his home. Oh, sure. Would you mind leading us to an open space so I can see a demonstration? Can I at least eat din? Ouch. Arthur. This way, Director Cynthia. Yes. We have a wonderful paved courtyard that'll be suitable. Hee hee. Looks like we won't be eating dinner anytime soon, Sylvie. Grumble grumble. Gew. No, Sylvie is my bond. She hatched just a few months ago. My, what a lovely manor beast. Is that your father's contracted beast? Interesting. Many nobles here purchase manor beasts to form a contract, but I've never seen a manor beast like Sylvie. Her mother was some sort of scaled wolf with small wings. She was almost dead, protecting her egg when I stumbled into her nest. I guess I got lucky. Here we are. Well, let's see if what Vincent said wasn't just an exaggeration. He mentioned that you were an augmenter, but refused to tell me anything beyond that, saying it'll be a surprise. The boy appears neither worried nor scared. Is it confidence or arrogance that leaves him so collected? I wonder what's going to be for dinner. I'm feeling grilled fish today. She'll definitely be shocked when Arthur shows his fire and lightning magic. And he won't be able to burn this courtyard down like last time. I am such a genius. Do you not wish to arm yourself with a weapon at the very least? Seeing as you have no intention of using the one decorating your waistband, I will go barehanded as well. Very well, shall we begin? During my time training with Virion, the explosive power of fire and the adaptive riposte of water were the first kayats from my world to manifest as actual elements in this world for me. After that, the earth and wind style martial art techniques of my previous life culminated as well. Crack. Crack crack. Control the mixture of internal and ambient mana as you shape it into the desired effect. Crack crack. Different from conjurers, these are the fundamental steps augmenters take to manifest an elemental attack. Of course, I had a bit of a handicap with my past knowledge. Crack. Now, let's see how the director of the most prestigious magic academy reacts when I do. This. Ban. Ban. Crack. Dash. Ban. Use wind to help me orient myself. Tap. Suspend the stone in the air. Damn, even with all of my training with Virion, it's still difficult to use earth and wind spells simultaneously compared to fire and water. Gotta concentrate. Crack. Dash. Wyatt will please Grai your power. She's already finished preparing another spell. Bush. Conjure wind in the opposite rotation to deflect the tornadoes. Impressive. But, you're overconfident in your ability to face opponents head-on. All in all, your display of magical and combat prowess was exceptional. This will be my last test, an extra credit of sorts. Try to stay conscious. Sound magic. She's a deviant. Marvelous. Biz. He passes with flying colors. And with the aptitude Arthur has shown in wind magic, I'm tempted to teach him myself. Hey Arthur, since when did you learn to use earth and wind magic as well? What do you mean, as well? He used fire magic just yesterday. And Lee lightning magic. That's why I brought you out into this paved courtyard, because he burned down my lawn. So what you mean to say is that this little boy is capable of controlling at least 3 elements, and 1 to its deviant level. 4, actually. I have an elemental affinity for all 4 elements. Excuse me. You all right there, Madam Director? Thanks, I'm okay. Is Bruder strong, Mama? Mama? St. Strongest. Very strong, little one. Perhaps the strongest in the future. After everyone's settled down, I apologize to my family for keeping this from them. Please, Art, just no more secrets. My chest tightened at her words. I wished I could promise her that. They can't hear us while this spell is active. Please speak your mind. Seems like she read right through me. The truth is, I showed you my abilities because there are 2 things that you have that I need. Power and influence. Keep my family safe until I become strong enough to do so myself, and I'll not only attend your academy, but I'll also consider you my benefactor. Ha! Not even the King and Queen of Sapin would dare make such a one-sided deal with me, yet you think I'd bend to establish a relationship with a mere child. Perhaps, compared to even the king and queen of Sapin, I'm more aware of the potential of this mere child, and trust that you do as well. Although my end of this deal will have to wait until I actually attend your academy. You see, I made a promise to someone important to live my life to the fullest. And I think attending Xyrus Academy at a more normal age would help with that. Goodness, that's over 3 years from now. What do you plan on doing until then? I haven't told my family yet, but I've decided to become an adventurer. No. Absolutely not. No way. So it seems. Looks like they've started. You just got back after we all thought you were dead, and now you're saying you want to go get yourself killed out there. No. Nope. Over my dead body. Mama, don't be mad. No mad. Gyu. Honey, I'm not saying I agree with Arthur becoming an adventurer, but let's hear him out at least. How can you say that after everything we went through to get here? You understand, right? Honey. I wasn't planning on leaving anytime soon, Mom. I was actually looking forward to spending a few months at home with everyone. I know I just got here, but after staying in the BUF Kingdom for over 3 years, I feel like I've missed so much of Sapin and the rest of Daikathan. I want to experience the excitement you and Dad did back when you two were adventurers. I know where you're coming from, Art. I really do. Even I was itching to experience the adventuring life when I awakened as teenager. But your mother is right to worry. No matter how prepared and strong you think you are, the life of an adventurer is dangerous and unpredictable. Ding. What if I were to have some sort of guard or supervisor with me? Even then, hey, that's not a bad idea. But who would be a good grab? No. I can't believe you're even considering it. I will not let you send my son away for another 3 years. I'm not going away for 3 years. I was planning on coming back every few months, or even more frequently between missions. Gyu. Really? Nod. Bruder leaving already? No. I'm staying right here, Ellie. You'll be seeing your brother a lot. I'm not giving my consent just yet, but at least answer me this: why do you want to be an adventurer now? Wouldn't it make more sense to go to school before setting out as an adventurer? Stay firm, Alice. Overcome their cuteness. Well, if I go to school now, I'd be quite a bit younger than the other students. I want to fit in and make friends, but that might be harder with such a big age difference. Why you don't have to go school now, but instead, what if you help out your father, or it's fine. Our boy will be fine. Thanks, Dad. I also don't want to just train. I want to fight and test out the skills I've learned since coming to this world in an open environment. Why you? Still, I didn't lie to my mother. Sylvia did tell me to enjoy life. Slow down and chew, Toot, no one's going to steal your food. I'm just happy to be enjoying a meal without being rushed for work. Wait, aren't you going to the auction house later today to show some of the new recruits around? That's just an excuse to hold a welcoming party after. So that's where those ridiculous meal expenses are coming from. So embarrassing. What do you guys have planned today? Your mother and I have to run some errands around town to prepare for an upcoming event at the Helsty auction house. We are taking your sister and Lilia if you want to come as well. I think I'll stay behind today. Thank you, though. Cough. Anyway, did you guys settle on what to do about Arthur? We agreed to let him become an adventurer under certain conditions. Oh? What conditions? First, he'll wait until after his birthday in 3 months. Second, he'll have a guard on him at all times during missions. And third, he'll have to visit at least once every 2 months. Besides that, he's smart enough to manage the rest on his own. I think. Grr. That's all fine and dandy, but do you have anyone in mind for who Arthur's guard will be? Heck, is there even a guard capable of guarding him? Papa. Look. I'm Sylvie. Honey, that's bad manners. Wait, that's it. I got it. Esthud. The twin horns will be coming around after a dungeon expedition soon. I got a letter from the Adventurers Guild that said they'll be back in 2 months. We can have one of them go with Arthur. That's actually a pretty good idea. Hee. Honey, can you not look so surprised that I have a good idea? The twin horns. Jasmine. Angela. Helen. Durden. I'll get to see them all soon. And Adam. Knock knock. Oh Arthur. You just missed your father. He's at the auction house right now. Actually, I came here to speak with you regarding a certain matter. May I come in? Yes, sure. Would stuff like this really be appropriate for the 10-year anniversary event? Chatter, I'm telling you, a lot of the noble ladies absolutely adored the centerpieces you made. What? How did anyone even see those? I stole a few from the house and used them to decorate the private viewing rooms at our auction house. You did what? Those were just cheap little ornaments I made in my free time. That's so embarrassing. Why are you pouting? Are you mad? Poke poke, Bruder didn't come shopping with Ellie. But I came here with you. I see now. I guess now that your brother is here, I'm not important to Ellie anymore. What? And no. Lilia is Lilia, and Bruder is Bruder. You said that you loved me the best, but now that your big brother is here, you can just throw me or. Thud, oh hokey. Ow. Mom. Why are you giving Ellie such a hard time? I was just teasing her because all Ellie has been thinking about these days is Arthur. Really? Because to your mother, it looks like Ellie isn't the only one thinking about Arthur. Poof. Could it be that my daughter has her first little crush? What are you even saying, Mom? He's just a big weirdo. I thought you said kids my age couldn't be mags. That's why I'm still patiently waiting to awaken, but Arthur is already a mage that's stronger than a lot of adults. It's not fair. I want to be mage too and make you guys happy. I know it's hard not to, but you shouldn't compare yourself to Arthur, Lilia. But how did he get so strong? I'm sure you know from kids your age at school that Arthur is the one that's different. Did you or Mr. Leywin train him, and if you did, can you help me train too? Aside from the little sword training that Mr. Leywin did for Arthur, we didn't do anything. Nothing. I get that he's a very gifted child, but aren't we missing pieces of the story here? Ah, sorry about that. I don't mean to pry. It's nothing. I'm grateful that you guys care so much. To tell you the truth, Ree and I both know Arthur is hiding things from us. Then why don't you ask him about everything? Like how did he get so strong while he was away, and how even before the bandit attack, he was so skilled with the sword? If I'm this curious, I'm sure you and Ree are both dying to know. Of course, but I trust that there's a good reason why he's not telling us everything. I figured giving him space and supporting him until he's comfortable enough to tell us himself is what it means to be a parent. Inform Lord Sebastian that the Mana Beast wasn't with them today. A mage from Xyrus Academy has been placed to guard them, so I wasn't able to trail them too extensively. However, the boy who is most likely the master of the Mana Beast will be attending the 10-year Hellstey Auction House anniversary event. GRK, then I shall inform Lord Sebastian that the best opportunity will be at that event. What sort of situation is this? And what sort of 8-year-old boy gives off such a strong presence that I'd be more nervous than when I was with the King of Sapin? Thank you for the tea. He's so different compared to when he's with his family. Is this his true demeanor? Oh, of course. Anyway, the reason for my sudden intrusion is because I'd like to ask for you to retrieve a few items for me. Oh, and what might those items be? A protective cloak, preferably one with a hood and a mask capable of altering my voice. A decent sword for my size. The cloak shouldn't be a problem, but with the mask, only an artificer that's a deviant sound mage would be able to properly make one. I can definitely try, but... Wait, I'm already buried in work for anniversary event. Why am I so eager to please this boy? Thank you. As for compensation, while I don't have money, I did think of a way to repay you for your help. It's fine, it's fine. Your father has been a huge help ever since he started working for me. Thanks to him and the training he's providing for all of our guards. Thefts and fights in the auction house have been the lowest it's ever been. Still, one of the things I wanted to do was to help my sister hasten her awakening with a method that I discovered recently. While I'm helping her, I can help Lilia as well. Excuse me. I know that neither you nor your wife are mags, but I believe I can help your daughter awaken as a mage and attend Xyrus Academy. Thud thud. Even after all of this time, I can only use it for a few seconds. Sheesh. It's not enough, again. Whether it's my past life or this life, I need strength to protect the people I love. This time, I'll get strength not to avenge, but to keep them safe. Gaio. You're right, looks like they're back from their errands. Gyu. Arthur. What's this about you making Lilia a mage? Even as a harmless joke, it's a little insensitive too. I would never joke about something like this. I proposed a deal to Mr. Halsey and he accepted. If this some kind of prank, Arthur? I think you went a bit too far. That's right, he said he'll show us once you guys get back, so let's go to the living room. Sweet. Good, now I want you to breathe in the way I tell you, Gaio. Mana is sensed best during slow and deep breaths that are in precise rhythmic patterns. Hopefully, this explanation will be easy for them to follow. The first step is to breathe in a special way. A special way. Ellie can breathe easy, Gaio Gaio. This isn't just any breathing, Ellie. If you can do this, you'll be able to become strong like your big brother. Strong. Strong like Bruder. Hopefully, she'll able to understand my instruction. Anyway. The breathing goes like this. Then once you can't breathe anymore, you open your mouth and breathe in just once more. Take a deep breath through your nose until you can't breathe anymore. After, you let out your breath in small bursts, about 15 times. Great. Now do it again with your eyes closed until you see pretty lights floating around in the darkness. Pretty lights. I see, oh they gone. It's because you stopped the special breathing. I still can't see them. Is there something wrong with me? No, it's okay. Neither of your parents are mags, so I expected this. Honey, can you at least tell us what it is you're trying to do? I know you mean well and I won't question your skills with magic, but teaching a child to awaken as a mage is unprecedented. It should happen naturally. Well, I'm going to help them do what I did to awaken at the age of 3. And the only reason I think I can do this is because of my affinity with all the elements. I've worked it out in my head, but we'll know for sure after trying. Just watch. Okay. Let's see if this works as well as I theorized. Ellie, Lilia, your bodies might feel a little hot, but keep breathing the way I told you to. I see them. So pretty. Now with your thoughts, try gathering the white specks together. Gadur. Those little lights are your friends and they need to be together to be happy. Can you do that for me, Ellie? K. I think that's all I can do for today. So, how is it? Will our Lilia be able to become a mage? It'll take a few years, but if I can do this with them for the first few months to get them on their feet, Lilia shouldn't have a problem becoming a ma. I'm sorry for doubting you. Thank you, thank you. Because of you, my baby will have so many opportunities that we weren't given because we weren't mags. Thank you. After that, my life fell into a comfortable rhythm. I'd spend every morning training and then helping my sister and Lilia get closer to awakening. Even with my impatience to get stronger, I still made sure to spend time with everyone, knowing that I wouldn't have many more opportunities like this in the future. 2 months later, nervous. You must be excited to see the twin horns today. It's been a while, right? I don't think I'm the only one excited to see them. Leap, Gyu. Sylvie, I don't think you're small enough to keep riding on my shoulder. Gyawa. Knock. Knock. They are here. Hi every-o. Thank gods. You've had it so hard for such a young boy, Angela. I can't breathe yous or you. Oh my, where are my manners? I got a little emotional. Durden. You've gotten even bigger. I can say the same to you. I thought the game plan was to put on a happy face for the kid. What's with all the tears? And is no one going to comment on that black mana beast hanging behind, swoosh? You can ignore this fool. Tug. We are so glad to see you, all grown up and even more handsome. So I'm the bad guy for not crying. It's not my fault I'm mature enough to keep it together. J. Jest. Mine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Arthur. MMMHM. Looks like we missed our timing. Are you sure you don't need conjurers inside? We have Angela and another wind conjurer alternating detection barriers around the auction house and Durden manning the main entrances. Any more than that, people might suspect we are preparing for a war. I really am grateful that your old party agreed to help out with security. Tell me about it. With them here, I was able to position some of the other guards outside around the next block. We'll engage any threat outside so the guests will be safe and the auction house won't get destroyed. I know you're joking, but after my experiences with mags recently, I'm going to actually hold you to that promise. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Oh? Speaking of which, your son actually mentioned he wanted a sword before he registers as an adventurer. Yeah. Considering you're in fighting style with your gauntlets. I didn't expect you to teach him sword fighting. Well, the only thing I did for him was get him a wooden starter sword. Aside from that, since he was 4, he learned on his own. 4 years, why am I even surprised? Honestly, he says is self-taught, but the few times we have sparred, there are times when he emits this pressure. Pressure. Like this sort of calculated confidence that is fought battles for decades. Arthur hasn't even lived for 1 decade. Don't you think you're giving him a bit too much credit? Maybe you're right. But, when we spar, there are times when he suddenly trips or messes up, like he's not used to his own body. I think I know why. Why you do? Let's just go downstairs. Everyone's probably waiting for us. Early puberty. Took you too long enough. How are 2 grown men the last to get ready? Whoa. You all look great. I just feel sorry that we made everyone wear just black and white. We are the hosts for this event, so I didn't want to stand out over the guests, but I guess we didn't need to make Ree's family match. The dress code. It's no problem at all. I'd be uncomfortable wearing bright colors anyway. Dressing up like this makes me realize that no matter what I wear right now, I'm just some cute kid. I just hope my growth spurt comes soon. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Clap. If that's the case, then let's get going. The carriages are waiting. I heard that my daughter is progressing well. If she continues like this, she should be able to awaken in time to attend Xyrus at a normal age. Thank you again. Of course. I'm just holding my end of the deal. I expect to see some great stuff at your auction house. Let's go. Man, I can't believe you had to go through all of that after you fell down the cliff. All things considered, at least you were able to find a bond. That's something even seasoned adventurers and nobles are rarely able to have. Yeah, that's why she's special to me. Scree. Looks like we're here. Welcome. So this is the Helsty auction house. The 10th anniversary of the Helsty auction house. An event nobles and adventurers alike have been excited for. It will not only be a celebration, but also a chance to see and perhaps buy priceless artifacts that have been kept locked away and guarded for this particular event. Wow. So many beast cores. And even a what the hell is that anyway? Bed bread biness. The exterior of this building is amazing, but the inside holds up just as well. All right, everyone. Today's a big day. Let's get our heads together and make sure no mistakes are made. Team B, make sure the side corridors are checked every half hour before circling back to your original route. Yes, sir. It's good to see them like this, especially my father. A big change from how he usually is. Well, your father was a leader, after all. I've grown since I took his place, but I still can't match up to him. Pat, anyway, I'll be joining your father now. Catch you later. Coming, Mom. Come on, Arthur. Let's go inside. Vincent and your father will join us a little later. Huge. That must be the auctioneer hosting the event. Even having been a king and living amongst the royal family of Manhwa Kingdom, this is impressive. So, Arthur. What do you think of our Helsty auction house? I think you're seriously downplaying the word house here. Well, I'm glad you like it. Ha ha. Wait till you see the private viewing rooms at the top. Be careful, Ellie. We have arrived. Seeing how grand this place is, I'm excited to see what sort of items they are going to auction off today. We'll be expecting some very special guests later on, but for now, make yourselves comfortable. Why oi? Ellie, look, it's starting. Whoa. So many people. What are you kids up to? How cute. Ellie's trying to count all the people coming in. Hey Ellie, instead of counting, let's play Pock Pock instead. Pock Pock. Yes. Pock Pock equals advanced hand clapping game. Clap clap. It's true. No way. Looks like they are all having fun. Excuse me for the intrusion, but I'd like to inform you that the VIP guests have arrived and will be here soon. I understand. May I present His Majesty, Blaine Glader, Her Majesty, Priscilla Glader, Prince Curtis Glader, and Princess Kathleen Glader. I felt it then the same as in Eleanor. I was in the presence of royalty. I didn't know we would share this space with guests, Vincent. Forgive me for being presumptuous, Your Majesty. I remembered you wanting to meet my family again the last time you were here. So I thought today would be a good time for that. You remember my wife, Tabitha, and my daughter, Lilia. Your Majesty. This is Alice Leywin, my close friend's wife, and their children, Arthur and Eleanor Leywin. Your Majesty. Well, friends of Vincent mean friends of mine, as well. Now, please stand. After all, we are here to congratulate the Halsteads on the 10th anniversary of this wondrous place and to enjoy the event. Yes, no need to remain so formal. Let us enjoy ourselves. I for one am pleased it seems we'll at least have some company besides our guards. Ha ha. Gyu. Oh my. What a cute manor beast. Looks reptilian-based but more intelligent. She just hatched several months ago, Your Majesty. Her name is Sylvie. Say hello to them, Sylvie. Kyu. And this manor beast is your bond, young man. Yes, Your Majesty. How fortunate you are. Even infant beasts are not easy to tame, yet she seems very obedient. Well, we are able to communicate mentally, so it's more like a mutual agreement rather than obedience. What? You mean to say that you are under an equals contract with this manor beast? Crap. Did I say something unusual? I suppose. She was the one who initiated the contract. Let me take a closer look at your bond. Stop. This is neither the time nor place to study someone's pet. Need I remind you that you are on duty, Sebastian. My apologies, Your Majesty. The event must be starting. Please, Your Majesties, have a seat over there. Ladies and gentlemen, nobles and adventurers. May I say that it is of the highest honor for me to be here tonight. I presume all of you esteemed guests have gathered here today for one reason and one reason only. For the chance to obtain one of the rare and valuable items in this auction. Yee. Clap clap clap. But before we begin, if everyone in the audience would kindly turn to face the south. Please join me in welcoming a few exceedingly important figures who have blessed us with their presence at the very King and Queen of Sapin. Next but certainly not least, the man who has made this whole event possible. Please give a big round of applause for Vincent Halstead. Clap. Clap. This sort of reminds me of my past life. No, I'm not a king anymore. Hell, I haven't even gone through puberty yet. Clink. Snuck alcohol in when no one was looking. Geez, stay still while eating Ellie. So she's a conjurer. And the fact that I couldn't sense her manner means she is either carrying an artifact to hide it or she's at a level high enough where I can't sense it. Gay. I never really thought about it before, but it's interesting how I don't feel any attraction to the Queen. Or any older woman for that matter, even though they are in the same age range I was before I died. It might be because they are my mother's age. But it's not like I find younger girls attractive either. Whatever. It's not like I have any plans on dating anytime soon. I'll think about it when I'm older. Shut up, Sylvie Gugu, pest, Arthur. A sword is up for auction right now. Tell me if you want it so I can put in my bid. And don't worry about the price. Perks of being the owner of this place. This short sword was forged by a master smith who is also a fire artificer. Imbued above the handle is the core of a mighty thunderhawk. Reinforcing this masterful sword with just a bit of mana will produce currents of electricity around the edge of its blade, enhancing its cutting power and even exuding a paralyzing effect. The bidding will start at 50 gold. 51.52.53. But an average family back in my hometown of Ashba could live just fine on a handful of copper coins a day. Crazy, just the opening bid for this sword could provide a modest living for a family for over 250 years. So? Is it to your liking? I know it's a little big now, but a sword with an elemental ability is hard to come by. It sounds like a powerful weapon but not something I need. I'd prefer something a little less unique. Yeah, I thought so. Why play with a spark when you can wield lightning itself, right? Anyway, this is just the beginning, and even if you don't find anything you like, I managed to find all of the other items you wanted. Oh? You even managed to find a voice-altering mask. Who do you think I am? Even the coat I got you is made from a nightmare fox. It has the ability to obscure your presence from unsuspecting eyes. It seemed like something you would want, so I snatched it while I could. Ha ha. That's more than I had hoped for. Just stay safe. I'm the one who'll have to deal with your family if anything happens to you, you know. Vincent was right. The sword was only the beginning. There were more weapons and even several beast cores ranging from C-class all the way to A-class. 100, the king himself bid on a few of them, winning an A-class beast core. But it wouldn't be until its recipient actually absorbed the core that they would learn whether or not the core contained a beast will. When is the intermission coming up? Where did she wander off to? Do you know where Sylvie is? She was just here. Sylvie, where are you? Gyu. What the? Gyu. Come here, little girl. Guile. You. Control yourself, Arthur. He's the royal family's court mage. Kyu. Let's go, Sylvie. A countryside commoner has no place frolicking around with such a special beast. What? I'm saying that she will be mine. Clench. Say that again. A moment ago, it's a pity Arthur wasn't able to find anything he liked. From what I understand, he just wanted a good quality sword, nothing fancy or innately powerful. If that's the case, I'm sure he'll be able to find something in our storage. Tap. Ah, Your Majesty. I hope you are having an enjoyable evening. I'm not sure how you managed to secure an A-class beast core from a silver coat bear, but I'm most pleased with my purchase of it. Let's just hope the beast will is still intact. I'm glad this humble event was worth the trouble for you, Your Majesty. The only thing humble here is you. This event is thump. This heavy, almost palpable bloodlust bit's not even directed at me yet. Through to Vincent. Your Majesty. What is happening? Don't worry about me. Protect the children. Your Majesty. Please, stay back. FWSSH. Who dares to try and attack the royal family? Show yourself. Crap. I lost control of myself. Ho. What just happened? Is everything okay in here? The room has been searched. We are fine for now. Check the surrounding area. Upstairs. I'm sorry, Father. You okay, SYLV? Gyu. Reporting, Your Majesty. An intruder has been apprehended by Captain Leywin just now. Oh? Is that so? Then all is well. Wait, what? Just like that. Thank you, intruder. Your sacrifice was not in vain. Don't mention it. Safe. Oi, Sebastian. How could a royal guard fall on his ass over a little intimidation from an intruder? Yeah. You're going to die early like this. I slipped, that's all. Thank you for your service, guards. Now, let the show go on. We have here the final item for tonight's event. Tradition dictates that the best item be saved for last, and I am not one for belittling tradition. Selling. Who will be the lucky individual fortunate enough to acquire this treasure? Behold. An infant world lion. Grua. For those who are ignorant of this magnificent mana beast, an adult world lion has the capability of becoming a powerful B-class mana beast. I dare say that, if well taken care of, this infant world lion could even become an A-class beast. This bastard isn't even paying attention to the other mana beast. And you all know what that means. Taking care of and treasuring this fine beast will allow its master to become a legendary beast tamer. The bid will start at 500 gold. 650, 550, 750,650,800, 1,000, 1,000 gold coins. For the king. It seems no one wants to bid against their own king. Congratulations in advance. 1 white gold tablet seems more than fair. Thank you for your consideration and generosity. What are your plans for the new royal pet? Will you be taming it yourself? As tempting as it is for me to have a bond, I'm thinking of giving it to Curtis. Of course, that all depends on how he does. I'll do my best, father. Oh? Does that mean I won't have to hear you avoiding lessons from mother? Tutor. You said you wouldn't tell father. Watching them like this, they almost seem like a normal family. The auction is about to end. Would you like me to gather the items and send them over to you? Nonsense. As if I have the patience to wait for the items. We'll go down with you. Then if you'll please follow me. Excuse me, your majesty. Whisper, whisper. Enough, Sebastian. I understand. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? An attendant should be here soon with your items, your majesty. Arthur, come here. Here is everything that you asked for except for a sword. For that, I think it might be better for you to take a look around here and see if you can find anything you like. I'll hold on to this while you look for a sword. Thanks, Mom. Oh? Are you planning on taking sword lessons? My boy has just started learning as well. Maybe we can arrange for a friendly spar between you two one day. Your Majesty. Prince Curtis would only become infected with bad habits if he began sparring with mere commoners. I'm honored, but swords are merely a hobby for me, your Majesty. I could never hope to reach your son's level. There you are, Vincent. Hurry on over. The king wants to meet you. The KIO. My apologies for the intrusion, your Majesty. At ease. I heard you were the one who captured the intruder earlier. It seems that Vincent has gotten himself quite the capable hand. I'm not worthy of such praise. I was merely doing my duty. Reynolds Leywin, right. And that over there is your son? Yes, your Majesty. Is anything the matter? You see, Sebastian here has been a royal guard for many years, helping our family an uncountable number of times. For the exemplary services he has provided me. And therefore my country, I do feel the need to reward him at times. And it seems that he has taken quite a liking to your son's bond. Giving a guard of the royal family your son's bond will be a service to your kingdom. Sebastian has taken a fancy to your son's bond. Excuse me. Your Majesty, of course, I am more than happy to compensate you for the bond, and hiring a mage to sever the contract between your son and the manor beast will be done at our expense. I must apologize, your Majesty. Neither I nor my wife have anything to do with my son's bond. He acquired it himself, so I cannot speak on his behalf regarding this matter. Boy. Didn't your parents teach you to lower your gaze when speaking to your superiors? Hello, child. I'm sure you've just heard my conversation with your father, so I won't repeat myself. How about it? My royal army would certainly have a sword befitting any aspiring young knight. He's still the king of Sapin. Keep calm, Arthur. Thank you, your Majesty, for your gracious offer, but I must refuse. Even the most magnificent sword could never replace Sylvie. How dare, Sebastian? Then a trade. My world lion cub that I've just purchased for your bond. Father. I thought the manor beast was mine. So, how about it? While your beast does indeed seem unique. Reptilian beasts rarely grow to be as strong as true predatory manor beasts. My apologies, your Majesty, for failing to make myself clear. I do not wish to give, sell, or trade my bond. I have asked you twice, child, for a favor. Twice. My patience runs thin. I will ask you kindly one last time. Will you give me your bond? Then, please allow me to ask your Majesty a question as well. How much would you be willing to sell your children for? You have asked me thrice and I've rejected all 3 times, yet it seems your pride won't allow you to accept my refusal. You don't seem to be aware of the gravity of what you are asking me. So I hope my question will make it clear. How much money would you require in exchange for your son or daughter, King Glader? Insolent peasant. You dare insult the king and his family. He's concentrating all of his mana into his sword. Does he intend to cut me in half? TCH. Keep the flow of mana calm and even. Anticipate the enemy's movement and take control of the path of his strike. Disrupt the enemy's balance and SWSH. Explode, using both your power and the enemy's own momentum against him. That fool. He wasn't even able to kill a child. He wasted the perfect chance. Even if I'm punished, I'll take matters into my own hands. What the king doesn't realize is that a bond capable of forming an equals contract at such a young age means it'll eventually grow beyond A-class. I must have it. What? It's no use. Spells that need ambient mana to fuel them won't work. Stay back. You think you're a match for a conjurer of the royal family? In this state? Yes. What? My leg. Ugh. Someone, help me. Why is everyone just standing there? Can't anyone hear me? No one is going to hear you, so it's best that you listen while you're still able to. Why you can't do this? I'm the personal conjurer of the king himself. Exactly. No. Your place. How did this commoner child, did my guard trip over his own feet or something? What? Where did he? How are you there? Fwiz, help me. What are you doing? Lester, check Sebastian's vitals. Grodwell, find an emitter now. Yes, your majesty. Oh, my head. How did I get back to my room? The last thing I remember is right, I used a static void. Damn, I overdid it. Thanks to Sylvia, I was able to use static void once I had unlocked the acquire phase of her dragon will. With it, I was able to temporarily separate myself from the flow of time. A game-changing ability that was only available to me because I am a legacy tamer. But it came at a cost. Despite my years of training, I was only able to use this ability for a few seconds without feeling the harsh backlash. I went over my time limit and it was my first time using static void on another person as well. All things considered, I guess I was lucky that things only ended with me falling unconscious. Sigh. Okay, Sylvie. I'm opening the door. But I'm sure the doctor said. Hey Arthur, you're awake. The doctor said you most likely fell unconscious from shock and that you'd wake up soon. Though I'd have to say, the doctor's use of the word soon was rather off. It's been almost 8 hours. Silly me, look at me overreacting and crying again. I made her worry again. Ache. Is something wrong? You look like you're in pain. It's nothing. But Mom, what happened after I passed out? No one was in their right state of mind, especially the kids, so the king and his family excused themselves first. Your father is downstairs in the living room with the king's representative, discussing what happened. I think I'll check up on Ellie and sleep with her tonight, just in case. Then I'll go see how he's doing downstairs. But, are you really fine? I'm fine now, Mom, so please get some rest. SYLV. Go with Mom. Q. And I'm telling you, this isn't something that can be compensated with money. My son was almost killed by it. Arthur. You're awake. Yep. Good as new. What's going on here? The king's representative just tossed a few gold coins as a token of apology from the king for what he said was a small incident. Ah, you must be Arthur Leywin. I am Jasper Cogwright, here on behalf of His Majesty to extend my utmost condolences for what happened today. Let's just play the modest victim, Arthur. Thank you for coming all this way, Mr. Cogwright. How well-mannered. I've told your father most of what happened, but I also wanted to inform you too that both guards who attacked you have been relieved of their positions. So let me get this straight. For almost killing my son, the king gives them a slap on the wrist and waves them goodbye. It would do you well to note that it was your son that spoke out of turn in front of His Majesty. It's all right, father. Mr. Cogwright isn't wrong. I was out of line as well. Besides, I'm not hurt. Let's just end this matter. Speaking of hurt, though, Mr. Cogwright, if I may ask, what happened to that conjurer? The one whose knee got broken. Sebastian has been stripped of his position and the injury he sustained is currently being treated. Were they able to assess what exactly happened to his leg? Upon waking up, Sebastian was adamant, saying that you were the one that inflicted that injury, Arthur. What? How does that even make sense? Cough please, Mr. Leywin, let me finish. While that is what Sebastian said, judging by the lingering manner on his staff, we believe that the mana released from the first knight who had acted out ricocheted and interfered with Sebastian's spell. Seriously? So this whole thing is just going to end like that? Dad. Clink. You're the one that almost died, Arthur. And besides, you're going to need some money when you start off as an adventurer. Now go back to sleep and get some rest. I appreciate it. Thanks, Dad. And Arthur. Nice punch. Thankfully, the situation with Sebastian had managed to blow over without any problems. But it made me all too conscious of the fact that in this world, I was still only a kid. With this, maybe I can let loose a little. Who's it going to be? So, unfortunately, I'll have to pass on this. Babysitting isn't really my forte, and with my personality, your son might actually kill me in my sleep one day. I was actually hoping Durden or Helen would accompany Arthur. Honestly, we can't offer much, but Alice and I are more than willing to compensate you in whatever way we can if you do this for us. Don't talk like that, Ree. We are all family here. I'd love to accompany Arthur and watch him grow. Durden's right. You should know by now that we wouldn't do this for the money. Besides, we managed to get quite a bit of treasure from our last dungeon raid. I volunteer. Jasmine. But you hate escorting missions even more than Adam. It's fine since it's Arthur. Logically speaking, Jasmine is the most suitable person to protect Arthur. Durden specializes mostly in defensive area of effect spells for larger parties. And protection isn't really my strong suit either. Jasmine, are you sure you're fine doing this? Just let her go. She's the only augmenter among us with an elemental affinity. She just broke past the light orange stage last year, and with her wind attribute, she probably is the best suited. I agree, although it's a pity. I would have liked to accompany Arthur, but it doesn't make sense for more than one of us to go. Thanks, Ree. Maybe next time, Durden. Looks like I'll be in your care. Lily. No fair training without me. It looks like Lilia is able to meditate on her own a bit, even without me imbuing mana into her. Ellie should be able to awaken at age 7 or 8 if she actually has the patience to meditate, but maybe it's for the better that she doesn't awaken too early. I don't like the idea of all of that attention on her. Oh yeah. Dad, can we go to the auction house real quick? I wanted to pick out a sword since I couldn't the last time we were there. Sure, kiddo. Don't stay too long. I'm going to start preparing dinner right now. Lilia's father and mother had been working at the auction house and were waiting for us. It was the first time I had seen either of them since the incident, and I was faced with a long string of questions from them regarding my health. I did my best to reassure them that I was fine and that I was happy it was all over, but they were less than pleased by the king's behavior regarding this incident. Bah. I bet those 2 guards getting fired is just a temporary measure until things cool down. It won't be long before they have their positions back. That's what I figured. Cough. We came here because I needed to find a sword before I take my application test at the Adventurers Guild. Ah. Of course. I almost forgot. It might take some time for you to find something you like, but you're free to dig around. This is impossible. So many different types of swords, but nothing that I want. Not it, either. It must be because of how many warriors in this world are augmenters, but there are so many more two-handed swords or large one-handed ones. My search for a dependable sword that I could use with this smaller body bore little fruit. I was tempted to give up and perhaps find a more unique weapon in the meantime. Hi yeah. Just stupid. Kyu. SYLV. Russell. Russell. Did you find something? SHF. Kyu. Ku. A stick? Not quite what I was looking for, SYLV. Okay. I don't know what you want me to do with a stick though. It's heavy. The balance is off for just a stick. It's almost as if it's saying, this is a sword. KRRT. Do I need to imbue it with mana in order to use it? SHK. I continued to test my theory by utilizing all of the elements at my disposal, but the sword remained stuck. Zap. Maybe it reacts to a certain elemental affinity. Zap. If it's not a specific element that unlocks it, then what? No way, it can't be. Click. Gulp. As I gazed down at the sword's translucent teal blade, I couldn't help but think. How beautiful this weapon was. Too much so to be considered a weapon. Stumble but tch. Both the sword and sheath are too heavy for me to properly use right now. Sorry, Mr. Halsey. FSSSH. Dawns. Ballad. Orch. I'm fine, Sylvia Kiu. But why did it suddenly SWSH, what is going on? The weight and balance changed. Not only that, the handle and length of the blade has shortened a bit in order to best accommodate this body. With access to the finest weapons, I had held priceless swords in my hands for dozens of years, yet I have never felt one that matched so perfectly with me than now. Dash. Sling. A clean cut. While extremely rare, there have been cases where master artificers have been able to create staffs and wands that have the ability to bond with a single user. The weapon would basically calibrate itself, allowing better manipulation of mana between weapon and master. But I'd never read of any cases where a sword had the ability to bind itself to a user. Who are you? Arthur. Come on. It's getting late. 1 minute. This should do it. Kiu. You were right, SYLV. So you were able to find something you liked. It's not as fancy as some of the other swords here, but it grew on me after I took a few swings. How is it, VAN? It has been put up for auction in one of the smaller stalls a few times, but no one bit. Is that so? What do you think, Re? I can tell the weight distribution is a bit off because the creator was trying to make this light. But click. For Arthur's size, though, I think it'd be a good fit. What's that stick you got there? Oh? Play it cool, Arthur. Be nonchalant. I tripped over this on the way back here. It's pretty sturdy and heavy, so I thought it'd be a good practice tool. I don't remember seeing this before. May I see? Of course. Jameson, do you have any records of a cane like this? Ah. I remember that stick. One of our merchants told me a rather peculiar story about some senile old man who just threw this at him, mumbling about no one being worthy. We've had multiple inspectors check it out just in case, and well, sir, it just appears to be a sturdy, hard cane, but it is a bit odd. Perhaps we can find a higher tier artificer to check it out. I'm sorry if it's something valuable. I just thought it'd be nice to have. Uncle Vincent. Oh, nothing to be sorry about at all. It's just been gathering dust here, so why don't you just take it? Thanks, Uncle Vincent. Success. He called me uncle. Happy birthday, Arthur. Thank you all for bearing with me for another year. Kiu. I can't believe you're 9 already, Art. Now, Alice. No reminiscing until after our little celebration. Clap. Kiu. This isn't a museum. Get your hands in there and let's eat. Your turn, dirty thud. Remember the time the back of your pants caught on fire and you had to go back into town covering your own bare ass? Oh come on, man. Adam. Stab, you seem to have forgotten the time a horned mole snuck up right under you while you were relieving yourself in a dungeon. As I recall, you got so scared, you landed flat on your back, pissing on yourself like a fountain. Ha ha, why you? I thought everyone was asleep. H. Now that we've finished dinner and Adam has been thoroughly humiliated, let's move on to presents. And Ellie too. Happy birthday again, son. This is from your mother and I. Do you want to open it together, Ellie? Nod nod. Whoa. The leather is from a spiked aurochs your father hunted and skinned himself. I imbued a minor healing spell into each of those 3 gems. Each gem only carries a single-use spell. But I figured it'd be a good idea to have some safety measures when you go out on missions. It's perfect. I love it. Thank you. Ahem. Next is us. Arthur. Oh my. Honey. Stop teasing the boy. Slap. All right. Nobody around here appreciates a little showmanship. Anyway, while this one is for you, Alice. The gem on that is even bigger than the ring I gave you, Arthur. This one is for you. As long as Arthur wears his ring, Alice, the gem on the ring you have will light up if Arthur's mana levels drop down to a dangerous level. Unfortunately, the rings can't do much more than that, but we thought it would bring you some of peace of _ thank you. All of you. Thank you so much. This ring seems more like a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it could free my family from constantly worrying about me. But it could also keep her constantly tense, waiting for the ring to go off. Well, how are we going to beat that, guys? Because your son is so freakishly strong already, we actually thought along the same lines as the Halsty family. Since the little monster doesn't need anything, we thought that the whole family would appreciate this. Those are sound transmission scrolls. I'm not going to elaborate on how expensive they were, because they were extremely whack. Gah. Anyway, with this, you now have a one-time source of communication that I think pairs quite nicely with your new rings. Just infuse mana into the scroll, Arthur, and record a message. Once Mama Leywin gets the message, she can reply once. And after confirming that message has been relayed back to Arthur, the 2 scrolls will turn into ashes. Much showmanship, such wow. Tomorrow is the big day, son. Are you excited? Promise to be safe. It doesn't matter what rank you become or how rich you're able to get. Just to stay safe. Of course, Mom, Dad. And I'll come back home every chance I get. I'd felt it for a while now, but as I drifted to sleep, I really knew it. I had a family now. I had people who loved me. It was a feeling I never wanted to give up. I'd treasure it, fight for it if I had to, and for that, I needed to better myself. More so even than when I had been a king. Come on, SYLV. Shouldn't you be used to this by now? Q. FWSHH. Aho, using mana now, are we? That's it. You asked for it. FWSHH. GGGHHH. You. Blah. Q. Ploop. Look at you, already looking like an S-class adventurer. I know you're strong, Arthur, but don't get cocky, and know your limits. I will. And when things get rough out there, trust in Jasmine. No. Ellie, are you and Sylvie really leaving? Can't you stay? Honey, Sylvie and your brother will be back before you know it. No. I want them stay here. I want them here now. I know you're a big girl now. I have an important job for you, Ellie. Can you protect Mom and Dad while we are gone for a bit, Ellie? Boof. I've been practicing a lot. I got lots of little lights together now. I can protect them. I had missed so much of my sister's life, and I know my short time here wasn't a nolacue. But in order to protect all of them, and this was a step I needed to take. Oh, don't look at me with that face. I'll be fine. We'll all be fine. Q, don't be naughty, SYLV. Now. Off you go. And don't forget to keep your ring on. Don't worry, Arthur. We'll always be rooting for you. Ready? Let's go. Looking for a fire conjurer, at least C rank. Poor. Huh. Your bond looks different. I found out recently that she's able to alter her form slightly. This way, she looks just like a black lizard, less conspicuous. Next. Welcome to the Xaris Adventurers Guild Hall. How may I help you? I would like to sponsor him for a rank examination. To sponsor, of course. Please, follow me. We have a few taking examinations today, but on account of having a sponsor, we'll bump you closer to the front of the queue so you won't have to wait as long. Right this way. Let's go. Knock knock, come in. A-class adventurer Jasmine Flamesworth has requested this gentleman to be taken in for a rank examination. Yes, I'm quite familiar with Miss Flamesworth. You may wait outside, Mary. Miss Flamesworth, how are you these days? I met with your father not too long ago. It is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Caspian Bladeheart, and I am in charge of this branch. Usually, there would be an application that to be filled along with an inspection of your mana core before a series of practical exams. But since it is Miss Flamesworth here sponsoring you, I will waive those steps. Flamesworth, how is Jasmine's family that special? The only thing remaining is for you to do a mock duel against one of our examiners. Judging by your weapons, you're either a fighter or augmenter, yes. Names aren't mandatory to become a registered adventurer, but seeing that you have a close relationship with Miss Flamesworth, is there a way I can address you by? This kinop reminds me of a half note on a music sheet. I go by note. He is strong. Very well, note. It was a pleasure meeting you. Mary will show you to the examination hall. Right this way. The Flamesworth house was mentioned with a fair degree of respect. I wonder if that was why she wanted to accompany me. But she seemed pretty upset at the mention of her father back then. Right this way, Mr. Note, Miss Flamesworth. This route takes you directly to the base level where the testing occurs. Please be mindful and head directly up the stairs and remain seated until your name is called. Gar. Man. You're good at dodging. Can you dodge this? But. Hell smash. Why are you announcing your next attack? Just like how conjurers chanted spells to focus their intent, many augmenters similarly chose to vocalize the name of their attack. Altoa for such a simple move, it seems a bit excessive. Ho, how? Well, for one thing. There are grandmothers who can swing their walking canes better than you can flail around that polearm of yours. You depend too much on physical strength compared to your mana reinforcement, throwing your attack's balance off. Your attacks are laughably transparent. You're apparently 35 but you're only at the dark orange stage. Soif, sniffed, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, B but I completed my training. I would normally put someone of your caliber at E class, but seeing as how you have a fire affinity, slap, D class. Congratulations. Next. Diane Whitehall. Yes, C commie. Bump. Nice granny panties. Shouldn't her coordination alone put her in E class? Quit wasting our time. He's strong. Diane Whitehall, age 18, a conjurer at the solid orange stage with a single specialization in water. No need to introduce yourself, dear. We have your information already. Please ready your weapon and know that there are medical staff and an emitter on site here in case any injuries arise from our test. Why yes. Once a conjurer has reached the orange stage, it's apparent where their specialty lays. Rather than trying to become adept at all four elements, it was much more efficient to focus solely on the element of one's highest affinity. I heard that for conjurers, claiming dual specialization and up meant the test would be stricter to more accurately test whether the applicants were really adept at multiple elements. Let's see what you've got, Miss Whitehall. Because conjurers aren't as proficient in reinforcing their bodies with mana as augmenters, they are trained very strictly to set up defensive measures first during battle. Plop plop. Interesting. The examiner used that spell to block Diane's vision within her protective water sphere. Glub. Blast. Blast. Whoa! The water turned into a blast of fog. I can't see the examiner. Blop blop. Bonk. I must say, your control is quite decent and that last spell chain of yours was well practiced. You were a bit overconfident not preparing another defensive measure. But overall your efficiency in mana control and cast speed was good. C class. C class at her age is something she should definitely proud of. Please, hold. Next. Elijah Knight, please come down to our I have been informed of your status. You are hereby assigned the rank of B-class adventurer. What? What? How? B-class. And he didn't even need to get tested. Who? Nod. Lucas Wykes. Next. Grab finally. Why don't you just skip over me as well and just place me in A-class, Miss Examiner? Lucas Wykes, 11 years old. Conjurer at the light orange stage. Single specialization in fire. Light orange stage at age 11. Yawn tilde. Arrogant brat. Smirk. Let us begin. Let us begin. Rise. My protector. A decent-sized and stable flame guardian. Looks like we have a special talent today. Yes. As expected of a member of the Wykes family. It seems you weren't just full of hot air, young boy of the Wykes house. But your disrespect shows that you need to learn some humility. Pong. A good move from the examiner. The flame guardian will be naturally extinguished once it uses up the limited oxygen inside the tomb. Too late, Miss Examiner. I've heard that there has never been a case where an examiner has gotten injured while testing new adventurers. Well, I'll allow you to have the honor of being the first. Bam bam. Bam. Bam bam. Grab. Release. Thank you for your time, Mr. Wykes. Your raw mana pool and ability to learn high-tier fire affinity spells speaks volumes of your potential, but nothing. The test isn't over yet. You... What? How dare you interrupt my exam, you damn, you were the one who broke regulation and initiated a surprise spell despite the examination ending. That washed-up witch of a woman was the one who got in the way of my next attack by blocking those fire beams. She was the one that deemed the test complete even though I had everything under control. Feel free to complain. For now, Emily, please announce his result. As I was saying earlier, your mana pool and control are both excellent. It is more than reasonable to place you into B class. Despite the faults displayed from lack of experience. You did great, man, congratulations for getting B class. Don't even compare yourselves to me, you blundering apes. B class was a given. Fools. Just wait until my father hears of this. Note. Good luck. Kyu. How should I best approach this sort of warrior? He's had years of training and experience with his sword and his movement was explosive and sharp, but he wasn't without gaps in his defense. Hurry it up. We don't have all day. It seems like you're testing under special conditions, seeing as we don't have any information on you. Bo. Then let's see what you're made. What is this sudden pressure? Enough. Stand down, George. I'll be the one to test this particular examinee. Sir? You will be personally examining this candidate. Sorry if I sound rude, sir, but is there really need for an AA class to lower himself to test an examinee? Especially a mage of your caliber. If it was because of my hesitance, I was just deciding how much strength to use. I'm not questioning your strength, George, I simply feel obligated to test him myself seeing as his sponsor and I share deep ties. That shouldn't be a problem, right? Mr. Note.